So before we get into the nuts and bolts and everything, like you're sitting around a briefing room table, much like you were before with your new team. But first, what I want everyone to do is kind of go around and sort of introduce their character. Like this would be out of game, so obviously your characters have kind of trained together, so you know each other a little bit at least. But just for me and for the rest of you to kind of be able to sort of visualize things, I'd like to kind of hear like physicality background, just a little bit of an introduction from everybody. I'll go with two of our people didn't even have characters, like didn't even have names necessarily yet, although I see they're being filled in now. So I'm gonna have Agent Nicholas Morse start us off, and then I'll kind of go around from there.
All right. Nick is a bigger guy. He seems like he's been through a bit of some shit. He always seems to be carrying around a briefcase that looks like it's made out of like rusted iron, not like pockmarked or everything, but just that color of rust. As you have been in the field with him before, you know that actually expands out to a suit of power armor. That he's the only one that can use it, which is all fine and hunky dory, unless Floyd gets his hands on it. And he, sorry, thought just drifted off my tongue. No, on the darker side, darker side of all, you guys know that Nick tends to have that general belief that the only reason he's being kept around by the estate is the fact that he's got that power armor, and it's nothing that they don't care about him. They just want they want the Iron Man suit. They don't care about Tony Stark, essentially.
Okay. All right. So next we'll go with Floyd.
Sorry, and my sentence. I'm a tough paradox who wears a suit of armor.
Thank you.
Or, sorry, wears an iron suit.
Yes.
So Floyd Apollo Montgomery, you can also call him Fam, as he'll be going by. He is an actor, producer, writer, entertainer of sorts for a small town in Indiana, where he had the sort of preternatural ability to tap into emotions and things like that, which is why he was contacted by the estate, as we discussed. He is generally a normal person size, like average, nothing spectacular about him. Does some of his own stunts, so he's like okay shape. He's a terrible fighter, so don't expect much in that regard. He'll talk his way out of anything, maybe, or he'll get ones and fail terribly. Let's see.
What's your sentence?
Yeah, let me give you my sentence. Floyd is an extroverted spinner who entertains on Earth right now.
Awesome.
Yeah, there's some surprises that you'll get from Floyd.
Can't wait. All right, Aldous is next. Let's hear about Aldous.
Okay, Aldous is... oh shit, Connor, this reminds me. After this, I have a question for you.
Sure.
Aldous is an addicted vector who wields two weapons at once. Aldous was raised in, I guess you could say, captivity, and sort of bred and born into this like underground gladiatorial sort of blood sport arena where more powerful individuals bet and partake in the melee of their own property, champions, all that kind of stuff. So Aldous was raised to be just kind of a prize fighter that would burn out and die, and was compensated in several illicit substances. We said Blue Sheen, Null, and Drift were the three names we went with, Connor?
Yes.
Okay. So Blue Sheen was the stimulant?
Yeah.
That's the one that's like my thing?
Yeah, that's the monkey on your back.
Yeah. So, okay, yeah. So that's the one that Aldous is addicted to, but can think of Aldous as like a super high functioning addicted prize fighter almost. Small, tough, compact, Bruce Lee-ish. And wields... What do we want to call these things that I fucking have? That was the one thing we never decided
That's up
on.
to you, man.
Yeah, I need
You
to
got a
fucking
name
figure
though,
that
so
out, huh?
They can just be
Um,
whips for now, and we can fill in the blanks later.
Metallic whip-like implements that you know dual wielding can kind of close the distance, grab onto stuff, or be used in just more of a traditional melee purpose there. Yeah, so the estate raided the establishment that was facilitating this blood sport, and in the takedown, all this assisted in the butchery of his master. The agents of the estate were somewhat impressed by his ruthless efficiency, and in some act of brilliance, he managed to persuade them to take him on. And so he basically assists in, you know, their various operations, and is either compensated monetarily or through these, you know, through his fixes, his vices,
Gotcha.
keep him going.
How about Serena Larunda? Larunda? Am I pronouncing that right?
Yeah, because she's all like weird and shit. So this girl is kind of like a bookworm. She kind of ended up finding her way into encounters with like people through this sort of unusual like night in the lab kind of style event where she's like alone in the library and she's just like doing some research she probably shouldn't have been doing into some stuff that's not super kosher, and she comes across a book that just sort of like implodes in front of her, and that kind of brings the estate's attention to her and like what she's doing. So they kind of tell her like your research isn't really okay, and they kind of form a mutual relationship with each other where she's like, I'll get to continue my research into doing what I want to do, and in turn I will use my skills to help you learn more about the strange and figure out kind of what's been going on and how these influences have been working their way into Earth slowly but surely without very much notice.
And
So yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to ask what's your sentence, but I think you were already going there.
Yeah, so she is an intelligent paradox who solves mysteries.
Cool. Awesome.
Tuss.
Hey, what's
Oh.
up, Joe? So, okay, you guys are in the briefing room. When you were in here for the one-shot, though, you were just talking with Catherine Manners, who's kind of like chief of operations at the estate, and she's there, but she's accompanied this time by two gentlemen, one of whom is seated across from you. He's wearing like a lab coat and has sort of like a really weird kind of stand-up hairstyle, almost like a pencil cut, or an eraser cut, I should say. And he has like a very mousy kind of wiry frame, and he's sort of wringing his hands like at the table, really big, thick rimmed glasses. And the other gentleman is sort of a taller, like Nordic-looking dude. He's like blonde hair, blue eyes, like pretty attractive-looking guy, pretty well built, and he's got a bandolier slung across his shoulder, and he's very clearly armed with a. He's got like an assault rifle slung over his back, and he seems to be the only one in the room who isn't losing their shit, so to speak. Obviously, the guy sitting across from you with the darker hair is, like I said, wringing his hands, and he seems to be preoccupied with something. And even Manners, who, in the few interactions you've had with her since joining the estate, she seems to always be on top of everything. She's a tough as nails sort of character, and who is basically in charge of this entire organization. But even she seems a little off. Like she's kind of pacing back and forth behind the other two people. And as you all sort of file in, it's about like 4 a.m, which is definitely not earlier than you're used to getting up when you first started, like, in training. But it's the earliest you've been up in a while. Like the estate grounds were still pretty sleepy as you were walking over. Not a whole lot going on. She puts her hands down on the table, looks up at you as you file in, and says, "Take a seat quickly. We have a problem." So she waits for you to all kind of file in and says, I know not a lot of you have exposure into the strange yet, haven't been on many active missions. Typically, we would send you on some kind of milk run for your first foray into business here, but circumstances dictate that you get your feet wet in something a little bit more challenging this time around. She picks her hands back up off the table and sort of, puts a hand over her face, kind of looks down at the ground. Then she motions to the gentleman in the lab coat and says, I'll let our research chief continue explaining from here. And actually, Serena recognizes this guy as Research Chief Hertzfeld. Because of your background and what it is that you're doing for the Strange, you've already had a few run-ins with this guy, and you know that he's very strange. Like, if you're a bookworm, he's like an entire colony of bookworms, slowly digesting knowledge and like composting it. Like, he doesn't
Cool.
really do people very well.
Got
But
it.
he was intrigued with your thesis effectively, and you and he kind of click a little bit. But definitely a weird guy. He kind of regards you guys, and in keeping with that, his eyes sort of dart around the table, like he's, kind of taking you all in, but doesn't really want to make eye contact for too long, and says, translating doesn't work anymore. Then he just kind of
Never?
shrugs and says, we don't, he looks up at Nick. The gates are still running, but none of our agents can translate anymore at will.
Yeah, that's a bad thing.
Since around 3 a.m., so only about an hour ago, we lost contact with effectively all of our off-world teams, and we're not able to get them back. We've begun plotting routes into the Strange through existing translation gates throughout the country that we can use to try and, send you guys off to investigate what's going on, but this is something that's never happened before. He kind of then looks at the Nordic gentleman, who cracks a smile, looks at you all, and says, "Hi, I'm Brett Holian," and he sticks a hand out to Nick first, and then kind of works his way around the table, shaking hands. And despite the fact that he's like heavily armed and armored, and not, he doesn't seem to work there. He seems to be the calmest dude in the room right now. Again, he tells you that he's a member of something called the Prime Element, which is related to an organization on a recursion called Rook, that you've probably heard a little bit about in training. It's one of the recursions, kind of like Ardun, the one you went to last time, that it's in very close proximity to Earth, so people recurse to and from it a lot. And whereas Ardun is governed by magical law, Rook is governed by sort of the rules of mad science. So standard physics don't typically apply there, but it's very kind of like sort of cyberpunky, like sort of dystopia kind of vibe from what you've seen in training.
The fools left me, but I'll show them. I'll show them all.
So he says, we believe, and by we I mean the Quiet Cabal, which is the Rookian faction that the Prime Element works for, that whatever caused this happened in Rook. He picks up a little like sort of clicker device off the table, and a little projector sort of rises up out of the center of it, and he starts cycling through images of what effectively just looks like dead people. Just rooms and that are awash with like bodies splayed out here and there. He says, "I'm showing you footage from inside a bunch of separate research labs en route, and all of this happened at around the time we started getting reports that translation wasn't working properly. It essentially corresponds with what we think is some sort of mass murder of Rookian scientists. We're not sure why, but what we do know is that all of the people who were killed in conjunction with this were related to one faction on Rook, and we know that since the first sort of mass execution or whatever this appeared to be, everyone else who has died since then has died investigating it via the Allsong.
Awesome.
So he kind of notices Floyd's sort of confused gesture and stops and sort of takes a breath. Sorry about that, guys. I know I'm throwing a lot of information at you quickly here. This definitely wasn't our choice to sort of have to bring you up to speed like this all at once, but we're in kind of a sticky situation here. So the Allsong is effectively the Rookian internet. It's sort of a strange connected intermingling of information, thoughts, ideas, etc., that is that Rookians access through ports or extensions, like bioengineered extensions of themselves while they're on that recursion. The investigators who were looking into the first event via the Allsong were the next ones to go. And he's still kind of cycling through pictures. At this point, there's upwards of like 50 people that you guys have looked at that.
Mr. Holy and Brett, you mentioned they were all part of the initial victims were all part of the same faction. Can you elaborate on what that faction is?
Yeah, they're called the Unified Choir, and effectively what they look into is it's going to sound redundant if you know anything about Rook, but they research a lot of genetic engineering, et cetera, et cetera. A lot of the internal conflict on Rook right now are between factions who believe that the way forward for the Rookian people is something called the True Code. They've been engineering and modifying themselves for so long that they've forgotten what their original genetic makeup looks like. And they think that returning to it will, guide them into the future. And then there is a second faction that thinks that the genetic modifications are that those are the way through to the future. The Unified Choir represents those who want to modify the crap out of Rookian DNA, and most of their research revolves around that end.
Do we know what these initial scientists? Well, obviously, we don't, because considering the anyone whose research is dead. Has anyone who's actually researched it survived, or is it just as soon as people look into this, death?
As of right now, everyone who has connected to the Allsong looking for any trace of what happened to these folks, they've been killed pretty much immediately, like while they're tapping into it. And it's like at this point, Manners kind of cuts him off and says, gestures to you guys. This is why the Quiet Cabal has asked for the estate's interference. Rook has become really dependent on this Allsong thing that they're always on about to solve a lot of their problems. So even the higher ups of the Quiet Cabal, they don't have a lot of investigative chops. So what we're hoping is that you guys can dig into what's going on there without tapping into the Allsong and risking the same fate. Just kind of do an on-the-ground, actual investigation of what's happening.
Wow, we got a beat feet. Ugh.
So would we be using a translation gate, or are we actually going in raw?
Oh, right on.
So at this, Hertzfeld kind of, tweaks out a little bit, and he pushes his glasses up, and you can hear there's sort of like the light sound of his feet tapping underneath the table, and says, right now, we only really have a line on 2 translation gates in the U.S. They're pretty hard to pin down, and they kind of come and go. So they're really, how you get there is going to be sort of up to you, but we do have 2 options that we think look promising. Brett's kind of standing behind Hertzfeld at this point, sort of like looking down and shaking his head at him, like, who is this guy? Then he says, so there's 2 different gates that we know about. One of them is in a small town called Waxahachie, Texas. Waxahachie, I believe, is the proper pronunciation.
Can you pop
Waxahachie. That's what it is. Waxahachie,
Alright.
Texas.
Can you pop that into the chat so that we know how to
I
actually spell
can.
that?
I can do that for you guys.
WAUXHATCHAGE.
I don't think that's right. I didn't really hear what you said, but I'm going to go ahead and assume it was wrong. Waxahachie, Texas.
There.
Wow,
Yeah.
that is definitely a name.
Did we lose Evan, or is he just reconnecting?
He said so.
Oh, drug blackout.
Oh,
Hey, there he is.
So someone get the adrenaline needle.
Yeah. So it's in the basement of a pizza shop. That's a front for that's a front for
more pizza.
a Rukian organization on Earth. That one might be a problem. That one's going to be heavily guarded. Effectively, the people who run that pizza shop are trained wetwork operators who originate from Rook and translate over through the gate in the basement. It's already sort of set up as a staging ground for them. Go ahead.
You mentioned that they were a faction. Is the same faction that did the research? Is a different faction? I know there's 5 bazillion. From what little we know of Rook, there's like 5 bazillion factions. Do we know anything about the faction that they're part of?
They're representatives of the Karum. They're a particularly nasty faction who believes that it doesn't really take a landing on one side or the other of that debate we talked about before, but is convinced that the way through for Rook is to separate themselves from Earth, particularly by potentially destroying it, whichever way is easiest. So, yeah, they're definitely bad guys.
All right.
And they've been at this for a long time. They're a very, very shadowy organization, and we've been monitoring them. But because they're a respected faction on Rook, we can't, we typically don't openly engage in hostility against them, at least not while we're on that recursion.
Okay, so if that's not an option, what's our other option?
So the other option is once again in a small, decently small town called Boone, North Carolina, and it's somewhere in a public library. And so far as we know, that one just opened, and potentially nobody knows about it. So that should be pretty easy.
The library
should be pretty easy to access.
Question: why did we start with Waxahachie then?
I'm also curious about that. Let's go to the one that we can't go to.
Brett taps a finger to his temple and then points at Nick Morris and says, "I like this one. He's shrewd. There's a little bit of a complication with the Boone Gate. We have no idea where it spits out. The one in the basement of the pizza shop, that one will put you right in the middle of a nice little park, public park in the middle of Harmonious, which is the Rukian capital city, and it's pretty safe there. But we have no idea where the other one's going to come out. That one literally just opened in the time after I translated using translation key directly here. So that's been open for maybe about an hour or two.
Huh.
Where's the worst that could spit us out? What are we looking at as options?
Well, I mean, much of the wilds of Rook outside of the city are pretty much untamed. There are a few other small cities across the face of the recursion, but once you step into the wilds, you're talking about spore slugs that can completely dissolve you, a roving singularity of some unknown, otherworldly presence that likes to spit out giant roving beasts that wreak destruction across the landscape from time to time. The thing about Rook,
normal stuff, really.
Yeah, no, that doesn't sound terrible.
The thing about Rook that you have to remember is that it looks directly out onto the strange. It's not a prime world like Earth is, even though it's a very established recursion. So you can walk off the edge of it, into nothingness.
All right.
So
and
as
what
a result, there's a lot of weird shit that comes in there from time to time.
Hey, what did
Can
you say?
someone real quick? Just I was dealing with connectivity shit. Why is the first option impossible?
It's essentially in the middle of a wet work team's like hardened base for a bunch of people, just for a bunch of Rukians that just want to kill like all of Earth so they can be free.
What's that faction called?
Karum.
Karum.
Karrum, I want to say.
I think it's just one R.
Oh.
I can double check.
3 R's. Add actually a couple more R's in there.
Yeah.
Karum.
R apostrophe R R. No,
And then,
Karun.
And then
Okay.
6 more R's at the end.
Karumaru.
So yeah, it's either we can. It's either safe route on this side, and not safe route on the other side, or not safe route on this side and then
How
safe route on the other side.
How
Well, it
dangerous
could be
are
safe route on this side, safe route on the other side. We just don't know.
How dangerous is this Karum group? Like, so I don't want to get dissolved by some toxic ass slug, but
Well, here's a question: if we pop up in the middle of the waste, like Slug City Central, is there something we like a beacon or something we can pop to like say, hey, come pick us up, we need a ride? Or is it just we're completely on our own once we get over there?
I have a means of communicating with the Quiet Cabal once we're on the other side, but it's got a maximum range. It's not going to reach from the edge of the periphery to the center of Harmonious. So if we're lucky,
Weird on it. Oh, you're going with us.
Oh yeah, he's like, I came as a representative of the Quiet Cabal to request your guys' assistance. I'm not going to be remaining here. I'm going to act as your liaison with the Cabal on the other side.
so back to this Karum people. What kind of death are we looking at if we go into there? If we go to that pizza shop.
Muncher Cruncher Cocoa Death.
They generally only staff the shop with 3 or 4 people at a time to kind of maintain the impression that it's just a pizza shop. But they'll probably be heavily armed with earth weapons as well as potentially with ciphers and other instruments garnered from Rook or the Strange itself. Once you bring that kind of stuff into it, it's sort of hard to get an actual threat level assessment on these people. The place itself could be booby-trapped, or at least alarmed, have some kind of entry detection. That part's been hard to pin down as well. As far as the actual people, they're generally trained as they're, your standard true believer, religious zealot. They've got martyrdom on the brain, so I'm sure they'll be more than willing to lay down their lives and potentially take a couple of ours with them. I mean, I'm pretty well trained too, as well as I'm sure you guys are. So,
oh yeah, we're definitely.
It'll
top
be a
of the
fight.
line.
It's not insurmountable by any means, but it's definitely going to be a fight.
Did we lose Evan again?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, it looks like it.
he's just seen.
I'm gonna grab
fairies.
water.
He's like, Karum, fuck Karum, I'm outie.
Right. It's like, neither of these options sounds good.
Aldous
I'm gonna go play
is
Overwatch.
over, just over in the corner, just like seeing fairies and just. So I have the suit, which could probably, like, we could go fishing with the suit on the other side of the translation gate, in Boone, and basically 'cause I'm pretty tough, doubly so when I'm inside the suit itself. Evan's back, yay!
I'm setting something else up right now too.
All right.
A little backup option, a little contingency.
Tough in which regard? Like, you can survive some toxic slug.
Mic I have doesn't get picked up or doesn't pick up my.
You got toxic slug repellent in there?
Is it the back belt going on?
So we have anti-slug spray. Is that a thing? Do we have? Can we get like industrial sized bags of salt before we cross over this translation gate?
Big
Yeah, but
circle.
When I'm in the suit, who I've affectionately named Buford because I just love the name Buford. So when me and Buford are kicking some butt, I'm pretty freaking solid. I can take the damage, so we can go fishing with me if we're going through the Boone Gate. But then again, we can also just go fishing with me in the
My boat's wax hot.
in the pizza shop.
Floyd wants a pizza. Votes Waxahachie. I can talk my way through those motherfuckers. They ain't got shit.
Floyd, remember what happened last time? You got a shot.
We
a
got
lot.
through, and it was great.
We got shot. A lot.
Are we standing here right now?
Because
Point for Floyd.
you hid behind my armor, and I got shot. A lot.
Yeah, so, worst comes to worst, we just do that, and I'll draw something on your armor again. Buford's a great guy.
Stop.
Whatever.
Stop trying to tag the armor. You're not Banksy. The armor's not a wall.
I think we could do it. I vote Waxahachie. I think we're part of a democracy.
Actually, my vote's actually for Boone. I kind of want to see what wilds of Rook we're gonna pop up into.
Oh, okay. The unknown is what you want. Great.
Is that not why you signed up?
No, I signed up to talk to people, to meet people, learn new experiences.
Let's go to the fucking library.
Oh, god damn it. Waxahachie's the way to go. You're all failing.
And what was your character's name again?
Serena. I would go with the Waxahachie one too.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna roll a 1d2. Call it in the air, Floyd.
All right, wait. What are you rolling? Tell me what to do.
I'm rolling 1d2. I'm literally we're standing here, professionals that we are, right in front of Brett, pulling out a coin and flipping it.
All right, let's do it.
And you got to call in the air because I'm going to do a 1d2. So you got to do one or two right before you enter.
Yep. One.
One?
Yeah, buddy.
Oh, all right. We're going to Waxahachie.
All right. Cool.
Brett's just probably just staring at us like going, these are...
It's a classic trope in anime. We just played rock, paper, scissors. Figure out who's going where.
So we'll kind of skip over the intermediate, you guys making your travel arrangements, et cetera, et cetera.
Trying to get the suit checked as a carry-on.
Right,
no, it's don't touch the briefcase.
You're actually flown there, like you're chartered there. So as to avoid any weirdness with anything you might be bringing onto the plane, any otherworldly drugs or items or suits of armor, et cetera, et cetera.
Nope, nothing.
And once you're there, though, you're all kind of piled into like a standard rental SUV. There's no surveillance van this time.
Aw.
That's all right. We don't need it.
And you roll up on this address. Drag everybody over.
All right, Floyd, what's my disguise for the armor this time? Is it do I just put a cowboy hat on top of the armor, or I've got full-on sombrero and poncho?
Actually, no. The cowboy hat is... oh, shit, there goes my mouse. The cowboy hat's a solid plan, but what are we... Oh, I need to get you some chaps.
No.
Hang on, no, this is developing into a good story. Oh, you have a horse? You have access to a horse.
You're not the Dread Pirate Roberts. The
Cowboys
last
are horses.
Has everyone
Last time
moved,
you said
has
give me
everyone
some
moved
chat.
over now? Like, are you guys all looking at the?
I'm looking at what I'm assuming are the tables of
Okay,
the.
cool. Yeah. So
Yeah, it
we're
looks
gonna put. Let's call this. I'll just use one of you for now. I'm just gonna drag Fammy out into.
Oh, we got the overland marker going on right now.
Oh,
The entire party's condensed into one person.
Yeah. Why didn't that let me drag? There we go. All right. So there's Famikins. No, you go where I put you.
No.
You are in the street. You represent everyone. You're every woman. It's all in you.
Everybody.
So there are I apologize in advance for how I'm still learning these tools and everything. So I'm gonna just ping where windows are. There's one here and one here. Why wouldn't it ping the same? There we go, one there. So you can kind of get a decent view from the street into the actual, what looks like a small dining area.
Yeah, are these the big kind of just bay window type things that?
Yeah.
Or are they
yeah.
okay?
Right. And you can see here there's an entryway. And we're going to assume you kind of drove in from bottom of the map. Peeking up the entryway, you can see it looks like there are stairs leading up, because it's sort of a 2-level. So it looks like there's sort of like a dwelling above the pizza shop. So you would come in from the side. You can go up the stairs to the dwelling, or go to the left into the actual establishment. And each of those tables is just like your standard little 4-seater booth kind of a thing. And effectively, there's not much room in there. And then there's just a little counter. You can't really make out much of what's beyond the counter or anything like that, just from looking through your car window or whatever. But that's what you're able to pick up at first glance about the place. The signage out front just says Sticky's Pizza, and there's a little tagline underneath it that's kind of like it's in the sort of italicized, sizzle font, meant to grab attention. It says, "It tastes just like Pizza Hut."
Now, if I remember correctly from what Brett said earlier,
Isn't he with
the gates in the basement, right?
Yeah.
Or do we not? Okay. Okay, so
Questions.
Yes.
If we, well, I guess this is more to the party. If we use the if we translate, can they just follow us?
probably, but if we're going into the middle of Harmonious, it means that we're literally it's dropping dead center town square of the city. Yeah, if they pop through and start firing, it's like in Skyrim or any other type of thing, like the being aggression to someone doing non-aggression. All the guards, all the local NPCs or equivalents are just going to turn on them and get them arrested.
Brett hears you guys discussing this and says, "Yeah, I wouldn't put that past them, though. Remember, these guys want to die for their cause."
Do we have any way of closing the gate if we use it? Is there any known way to wreck it?
Not unless you guys got some kind of cipher or something that'll do that, or some kind of ability you folks might have.
I don't think we'd want to do it anyway, considering right now we have only 2 gates back in and out of America, and translation's not working.
Hello, my name is Brady. I work at Great Springs Food Center. I had an issue with a
Whose phone is that?
What is happening?
Let's say invalid media. Asked her to put in her account
Joe.
number.
Oh, it's gotta be
JJ, is that you?
Invalid PAN number. We touched register, so we know it was a secret.
JJ, why?
When I mute him, does it mute him for you guys too?
No,
we
I
can just-
have to. I had to do it.
You can click above his name and turn the volume slider off.
Yep. JJ.
Okay, so we're gonna have to probably come back through this anyway, potentially. Then.
Yeah, either that or try to find have someone chuck a rock through the boon gate while we're doing this, so that we can find out where the rock ends up in Rook and then march our asses out there. So yeah.
And we gotta look for a fucking rock.
Yes, that one rock that looks very Earth-like. We can do the box of tissues from Stargate.
Okay, so
we gotta kill them all inside this building right now.
maybe we can convince them otherwise.
If you, Floyd, I mean, I know you have the gift of gab. The self-professed gift of gab.
Who else is gonna profess it?
Fair point. If the problem is these are, as Brett's been saying 6 or 7 times now, willing to die for their cause zealots. Do you think we can get zealots to let us in?
If they believe I'm also a zealot.
And all of us.
Yeah.
Well, you could be my prisoners.
Why is the prisoner still in power armor?
You keep the power armor. I'll take you.
If we're in a fight, I'd rather be in the power armor, frankly. Me and Buford should be together.
Power armor.
And Gift of Gab Boy, your mic just went a little fuzzy on us.
Yeah.
Or that would be.
Yeah, it's still not hearing you really. I don't know if it's lag or what.
There it is.
Nope. And then gone again.
Let me fix this.
There we go.
There we
Oh,
go.
I gotta fix it. Hold on.
Oh, okay.
You throw it back in the couch.
Fix it.
No, I didn't fall back into the couch.
I'm not the one with mic
Well,
issues today.
what's our time frame like? I mean, can we case this joint and then just
Well,
figure
I
this
mean,
out, or do we have to go now? Because if so, we should just kill them all.
I think we should be doing this like sooner rather than later, considering their translation is not working as long as whatever the hell's going on is going on.
All right.
Brett chimes in again and says, "I'm all for formulating a plan and stuff like that, but I agree with Nick and Aldous. I think that sooner would be better."
And kill them all.
Let's just see if we. All right, be ready to fight, but let's see if we can talk the way through.
All right, how about this, Floyd? We're gonna be here in the SUV with our guns. You can go in, order a pizza from Sticky, and then try to talk your way to the gate. If it works, we will all cheer, and I will give you an extra special cake. And this one, I promise, will not give you food poisoning.
Ooh.
If it doesn't work, we will come through those windows like the big damn heroes that we are and save you.
I will run away as fast as I can.
All right, sound good?
I like it.
All right, I am going to sneak out of the SUV and get dressed for a formal occasion. Me and Buford are gonna, sync up a little bit.
All right, so you're going and putting the armor on.
Yep. I'm gonna people. I'm gonna try to stay out of sight from everyone. I'm basically chilling in the trunk of the SUV at this point, like the back hatch.
Are there any awesome surprises on the armor?
It shoots a reality bending ray and can scan people and give me information on them.
I meant awesome painted surprises.
I don't know, Floyd. You tell me. Are there any awesome painted surprises?
I sure as hell have been trying.
Because I know for a fact that just like the last 3 times, it's going to be between my damn shoulder blades, so I can't see it until it's too late. The kick me sign was funny once.
So, is Floyd going in then? Is that what we
Yes.
decided?
I
Okay.
think I should go in with you and sit at a table and watch whatever this is about to be.
A great show.
Also, if something goes wrong, there should be 2 of us in there.
Nothing will go wrong.
So then let me
I
just
can
come watch.
assure you. Yeah,
I'm
just
just gonna
come
sit at a table and shut the fuck
I-
up and.
perform better with an audience anyway.
Okay, there we go.
All right. Brett
You
kind
can
of
order me a slice of pizza.
Brett's
Yes,
eyes sort of bug out a little bit, and he claps Floyd on the back and says, "Hey man, by all means, buddy. If you manage to get this one done, I'm gonna need your autograph."
I'm honest.
All right, so Floyd's going in.
Along
Me.
with Elvis.
Yeah.
All right, so you come in, and Aldous comes in.
I just walk in and sit right down at the table next to the door.
This one here.
Yeah.
Okay.
He sits on the table. That's a terrible decision.
Yeah, I'm just.
Let me.
I think that's me actually, not Eldest. Oh, wait, I see what's going on.
Yeah.
Can you? Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh, shit.
So there is somebody behind the counter, and despite the oddly off-color token for him, he is not holding a pistol, or does not appear to be at this point.
He's a spy.
He looks like a kind of a what you would expect for a small town pizza shop owner, like kind of upper middle age, sort of bags under his eyes, like sort of balding and everything. Seems like he's seen the worst for wear. He's sweating profusely. He looks up at you and kind of cocks a really suspicious glance at the 2 of you as Floyd kind of walks over to the counter. Are you getting right up there?
Yeah, I'm gonna be like right there.
All right, cool.
I lean in all friendly like.
Okay. He walks up to the he's puts aside the broom that he's sort of sweeping behind the counter with and walks up to the counter. What can I do for you?
Well, not from around here, as you can probably tell. My mouth's just went crazy, so I got a weird noise. Sorry, goddamn it. Not from around here, but we saw the pizza sign, needed some food. Maybe try to get some information about this area, this whereabouts. So, yeah, of course we're off to a great start, you jerk.
It-
No,
Yeah.
I just would like some food and some information if possible.
he doesn't really acknowledge the pizza request and just says, "What the hell kind of information?"
Well, you're right. I didn't actually come here for pizza. You caught me. Can I try to spin my identity as being part of the crew?
You can.
Oh, jeez. I have my hand like on that safety latch, like if you get kidnapped thing on the inside of the SUV trunk.
You don't impersonate. So you're gonna try and spin your identity as being a Karoom operative.
Yes.
Okay. Dispense necessary. Okay, so it's 2 intellect points.
Yep. Is it one because I have an edge in it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so right. So the total cost would be 1. Then go ahead and roll an intellect task. And tell me what exactly you're saying to him as well.
Okay. That I have been stranded due to unforeseen circumstances. That my usual method of transportation is no longer an option, and I have known about his potential transportation options for some time, but never had to utilize these, this circumstance. And then roll.
Yep.
It's a D20, right?
Yeah. You have any assets or applying any effort or anything like that?
Well, I rolled the 6. I have
Okay.
assets as far as, so let's see what I have. I mean, persuading.
What's up, Aldous?
While he's doing this, if I want to look around the room and try to take in just what's going on, what's the procedure for that?
So you're just looking around the room, basically, just to see.
Kind of in looking if there's extra cameras or a severely blocked or heavily locked door or anything, just anything that seems beyond this shitty pizza place, I guess.
So that would just be if you're really focusing on it, you want to take in, try and see stuff that you wouldn't on first glance. It's an intellect task, and you, if you have any assets or anything like that would help you out, let me know.
Okay, no, I'm just straight looking, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why didn't I get that roll?
Okay. So, looking around the place, you do see that there's a camera up here in that corner that I pinged on the map. And then there's another one here. And those are the only ones that you're able to see. Nothing else about the scene really looks out of place. Actually, it struck you as a little strange that when you walked through the door into the pizza place here, there was a welcome mat, almost that the kind that you would see in a home or something, sort of out of place inside of a business. A really flowery kind of welcome home, sort of welcome mat type deal.
Gotcha.
But outside of that, so the guy behind the counter steps up, and it's not letting me move him. Yeah, okay. It's only letting me snap him to the grid. Okay.
Hello.
He's not. He doesn't jump over the counter.
We don't touch hands. We don't touch penises.
But he kind of leans up and has a very kind of savvy, sort of knowing expression on his face, and puts his hands sort of up against the counter so that they're half on, half off of it, if you know what I mean. He's gripping the edge of it. And then he says, "Man, you came to the right place. Hold tight here for just a second. Let me go grab the basement key." And then he kind of starts walking off in this direction towards the door here.
Do I get the sense that that's good, or do I know that Pat rolled low? I guess is the question.
Well, I mean,
Perceived malice.
Like, can I tell from the interaction, or am I just like, I guess?
so on the surface of like what you see effectively is Floyd kind of walks up and he's just like, yeah, let me get a pizza and some information. And the guy's like, what information? And he's like, never mind about the pizza. I just need to use your translation gate. And because I'm from the Karoom and I'm stranded here. And like, you guys don't know, you guys don't know a lot about the organization, but you know that it's a shady, like clandestine sort of kind of secret agency that probably wouldn't very often like say their name out loud, and like if they're not sure of who else is around. So like you're suspicious. You know enough to be suspicious of that, I would say.
Okay. Fuck.
I never said I was with the Karoon.
Unfortunately, didn't you? I thought you did.
No, I said that I was in need of transportation because the one that I normally use is not there, and that we are of a similar nature.
Well, you said you were
true,
going to use
okay.
your spin identity to say that you
Yeah.
were a member of the crew, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, whether or not
Okay.
you specifically said it, that's part of you're trying to come across it. I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
now.
it's true. Yeah.
I'm running to open the door, like the door that we can. I want the people from outside inside.
Okay, so you're gonna go run over to
I'm
the
just
door.
gonna. If is that guy? He's like staying in the room with us. He's not leaving. He's just going to get something.
He's getting
Yeah,
the basement
He's
key.
out of at this point. He's in the. He's through that door now. So he's not.
Yeah,
I'm
and I'm
not-
definitely,
the
then I'm
submachine
definitely
gun.
opening the door.
No, I
if
think I did good. I get all this.
if he's not, if he doesn't see me, or if they're not in line of sight right now, I want open the door.
All right, so you go run to
and
open the door.
fervently gesture that they get in here.
All right, so you start gesturing like out of the window, or actually you're not by a window at this point. So you just get up and run for the door. Your foot makes contact with that welcome mat, and you hear an audible click and get some experience. So I don't know how we're gonna. I'm gonna have to like do this as notes on character sheets, I think, because I didn't have the deck set up that the previous that the one shot thing had in it. So basically, I wonder if I can do it as like what the easiest way be. So Aldous, you hear this click, and you know in your heart of hearts that something terrible is about to happen. So in the parlance of the game, like I'll try to not break immersion this much going forward. Oh, you can't hear me yet. Can you hear me again? Eben? Can't. Doesn't look like it. Yeah, that headset's not working.
You're not getting any sound. The issue is I didn't dress myself up like a cowboy.
Yeah, that's exactly what the problem is.
That's
Anything else, that would have been fine.
Dad put it up in.
Brutus, what are you doing, bud? Thank you.
What is he doing?
He had decided to get on top of a chair and try to get inside a box that we have.
Aww.
But no, that's the charging cord. You don't get to chew on that.
Watch him.
Maybe.
That's what you think.
Oh, now you're good.
Yay!
Can you hear us?
We're going full analog. Fuck it.
Okay.
Fuck it, we're doing it live.
Fuck it.
All right.
Great.
Okay.
So
Fuck. So yeah, we're fucked.
yeah.
No, we're
what-
doing good.
So
No,
what
no,
this,
we're
what
not
this is
fucked. You're
called,
fucked.
No,
what this is called in the terms of the games is called a GM intrusion. Basically, something shitty is happening now, and you're getting experience as a result of having to deal with it. In the future, if you have a bank of experience, you can actually, instead of receiving it, you can pay me one of yours to say, no, in fact, that does not happen, or does not snag me in the way that it is about to. But seeing as you don't currently have any, you're kind of stuck on this one. So first of all, tell me who else you want to give experience to. And why.
Fucking Pat Floyd, because we're in this together now.
That's right.
Okay. So let's do this. Is there a spot on the
Where
character
are
sheet
you,
for
man?
it? That would have been cool, right?
Yeah, there is, actually. If you go
Is
look at
there?
the right, top left of the character sheet itself, next to tier effort, there's XP.
Oh my god, there is. It's so cool. Okay, so Aldous has an experience, and now Floydrick has an experience.
That's
For
right, he
difference.
does. He's going to need it.
All right. So now, like from up underneath the mat, there's like this sort of pulsing purple energy wave just sort of erupts out of the bottom of it, and I want you to make an intelligence defense roll.
Ooh.
You can see as the light kind of rushes over you, it's sort of like you can feel sort of like a numbing sensation kind of at the back of your mind.
10.
Okay.
You explode.
I'm
You're dead.
fucking fine.
You have zero brains left.
Unfazed.
You were so close to being fine. But you're actually, and I mean, actually, to the best of your knowledge, you are fine.
I'm
It's
fine.
just that you kind of forgot what you're doing, and you just sort of stand
Okay.
there.
Okay. But otherwise, I'm fine.
Yeah,
So
but
I'm
otherwise
just-
you're fine.
Now, do those of us in Team SUV see this purple explosion of purpleness? Because the welcome mat was be standing outside the door, right?
Yeah. So is anybody watching the door? Are you
Yes.
all watching? Okay.
I was watching
They
Aldous
fucking-
too.
They better be.
Our
Alright.
job was literally sit here and watch the place, and then when Floyd messes up, come to the rescue.
Floyd will never.
Okay. So you see sort of like a purple flash from inside the restaurant. It's very faint with the way you're looking at it because there's no window there, so it's coming through two doors. Like you're getting it through the inside door and then the outside door. But you do see sort of like a vague hint of purplish flashing justice.
All right, it is
then-
go
Then
time.
Our guy behind the counter, who I need to tinker with,
Returns with a
for just
gun?
second. Oh man, it's like you played this game before.
It's the basement key is a shotgun.
Yeah, he's gonna get me to the basement, six feet under.
He has... Yeah, he's got kind of like a shotgun he's cradling under one arm. Oh, why didn't that save? Oh, that's why it didn't save. Okay, cool. Can anyone see the number or bubbles that I put into the bubble on this guy? I'm hoping
Nope.
the answer is
No.
no? Okay, good. Okay, cool. So he comes out from around the corner and levels the shotgun at Floyd, and now everyone's gonna roll up some initiatives.
Let's go.
Oh, I have to add turns to everyone.
Just a D20, right?
Yeah, he's found the initiative rolls.
Yeah, it's on the character sheet.
You're on the character.
Oh,
That's so. Why didn't it? Oh, I know why. Wait,
Yeah,
what?
if you could, there's the little D20 symbol next to like everything on the character sheet. If you click on that, it rolls it for you.
Got you.
I just don't know.
Oh, let me put-
What I've got for my setup, guys, is like I do the whole pop out for the character sheet, and I've got it snapped to the right,
Yeah.
like behind everything, so that way I can just pop back over to it real quick and make those clicks.
All right, I got it now.
Now I have to go through here and find out what the actual word is.
Don't worry, guys. I have a plan.
Oh God.
What
Should I
that's
roll?
Like-
Connor, do you want me to like hit the actual initiative one, or do I just do
No,
like a
that's
20? 'cause I
fine.
do-
Unless
that's
it
fine.
says on your sheet that you have a bonus to initiative, but I don't think you do.
I don't think so.
Okay, so
Floyd, those are the words that keep Nick up at night. Don't worry, I've got a plan.
Famous last words.
Just
man,
like
we should have done.
when Nick wakes up in a cold sweat, double checking to make sure Buford's okay, like all that kind of stuff. Those are the words that echo in his ears.
What is on top of this?
So
You're not gonna let y'all down.
that actually sucks. I think I'm gonna just make a note of it over here on like a sticky note or something because, with everyone not having a distinct avatar, there's literally no way for me to see who's who in the turn order thing inside Roll20.
Can we make distinct avatars?
Yeah, I was gonna say, can we do that? Is that
I mean,
hard?
yeah, we might not want to stop and do it right now, but we can have it done before next time.
Okay.
All right, so we got Serena.
If only I had, say, found a picture and sent you a picture, and you said they were going to use it to create my avatar.
That's a good point.
You lying sack of shit.
That's a thing I can do at some other juncture.
Yes.
And Floyd. And Ian.
Whoa. Huh. Oh. So, Condor,
What's up?
if we have a token on the field,
Yeah.
and we roll initiative, it'll automatically send to the turn tracker because I got an error message saying you wanted to send the result of this roll to the turn tracker, but no valid token was selected.
Oh, that's cool.
So when we all get like
Very
individual avatars and shite,
Right.
we should be able to start having fun with that. We are seeing those rolls. I don't know if you
Yes.
want to do the.
Because I don't know how to do it without putting the distinct GM roll command in there every time.
What you do is you do it once, and then if you just click in the box and push the up arrow, it should automatically grab your last thing you typed.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Oh, cool. All right, that's nice.
I got you, fam. And I got fam.
Alrighty, so Serena is up first.
Okie dokie. So, I mean, she's probably pretty confused as to what is just going on because she's just
What
like,
awesomeness just happened? That's all.
yeah, pretty much. I don't think. Yeah, she's not gonna use. How many people are there, Connor? How many enemies are there?
So far, it only looks like. Well, I mean, you don't know that. All you've seen is a purple flash from inside the building.
Okay, so I have no idea how many people are there. That seems to work, Evan.
Yeah, that's working.
Okay, she's not gonna use any of her ciphers. She's just gonna pull out her gun and run her medium handgun and run into the area. Try to get and figure out what's going on.
All right, so you can basically get into the into the doorway, like here, and you see. So you look through, and you're not able to see too much of what's going on. You can see that, you can kind of see over Aldis's shoulder, the dude seems to be menacing Floyd behind the counter. But immediately in front of you is Aldis's frame, just kind of slack-jawed and kind of swaying a little bit back and forth.
I'm fine.
Nothing wrong at
Everything's
all.
fine.
Nothing wrong at all.
All right, Aldis, give me another intellect defense roll.
I just want to try this to see if this companion app is worth it. Let's see here. So boom and boom. Oh, that looks bad.
Okay.
It doesn't work. This doesn't work.
Moving right along to Floyd.
All right.
Just
Alice is okay.
Floyd, having a plan as he always does. I want to enthrall.
Okay.
So
you're gonna use your Spinosaurus. your
enthrall. My enthrall.
Use the fidget spinner.
Enthrall.
Um,
So I toss my hands in the air.
Yep. And
And then I
alright, so
interrupt.
you start talking. What are you talking about?
Well, he doesn't need to do this. This isn't the decision he needs to make. There's no need to start a fight here. We're in the pizza shop in the open. We don't need to make a scene.
Okay. Alright, so give me an intellect based roll.
Okay. Is there a way to? So you said there's the D12. Oh, right here. Got it. Bam. Roll 5.
Okay.
I hate these dice.
We're gonna go ahead and say that he looks like confused. At best,
All right, sounds good to me.
definitely doesn't seem enthralled
Got him.
necessarily. So now we are on Nick.
Okay, so I know that I have the big bay windows right here.
Yeah.
Why
Can
do
I
I have playing
just
cards?
like big damn hero my way and just like jump right through them, just jump right, like run up and jump in through the window?
That is certainly something you can attempt.
Okay.
And you already have the armor on, right?
Oh yeah, I'm already armored up.
Okay. So roll me might.
Okay, I'm gonna be using effort for this one because obvious reasons.
All right. So now that you're using effort, there's no need to roll.
Okay.
So it was pretty easy, but there was a chance of minute chance of failure somehow. So you've essentially using your effort, you just crash right through the window. And now, in addition to glass shards go shattering in through the window, and now there's like an alarm blaring, as that's going down. And I also
We're the epitome of subtle.
I was doing great. I don't know what you're talking about. We
You
only
were.
had one enemy while I was here.
Yes, and you were gonna get shot. I literally, I do these things for you, Floyd.
I would never be shot.
This way, they will shoot at me instead of you, because
Look,
I am.
I'm following you in. You got someone with you, boo.
Brett comes in through the window behind you and sort of slings the AR off of his back and kind of looks around, takes in the scene. Where is my...
Yep. The actual character sheet itself, if you look at the, you should have a skill under speed. I want to say, yep, skill speed should be initiative automatically, and there's a little circle with a up at the top next to like the newspaper looking thing, the second one in. Do you see one that just says like Airhood's character or something like that?
Oh, I was gonna say, who's he talking to? I still had Joe muted.
Yeah, me too. I was like,
I had him unmuted. You're welcome, Joe.
I got him. I got JJ. So yeah. So if you ask Pretty Please, Connor will give you your character sheet, and then.
Oh yeah, I couldn't before because you hadn't joined the game yet. I will do it now.
No worries.
Sorry, nothing good's happening anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just being as awesome as I can be, and saving Floyd's little hiney. But besides that,
Whiny? Floyd ain't whining.
Floyd's little hiney. You're tookus.
That's true.
Okay, cool. So you should have access to your character sheet now. I need Serena to roll me speed defense. The alarms seem to have roused the rest of the Karam operatives, and someone just kind of leaned out from around the doorway upstairs and has popped a shot with a little handgun at you down the stairs.
so do I just hit the button
Look
next to
what you
speed then? That's all I have to do?
Yeah,
Look what you started.
yeah.
Did you say look what I did?
Oh, that's not good.
Wow, we are really good at rolling. Dude,
Yeah, that's not good.
This is why I've wrapped myself in steel and armor.
Okay. So it's a little pop gun basically. Like they're definitely, for the most part, with maybe the exception of Shotgun Guy, probably trying to go for a little bit of stealth. But you take
Elf? What is this word?
you take 2 points of might damage.
Might damage? So, right. So do I make the change in the big number current value?
Yep.
Yeah, okay, there we go.
Hey,
Yep,
you got
Does it matter which one I do it on? Like, because I have two, like one underneath my person and then one underneath like all my modifiers and shit.
Do the one to the right, because that's the one that's your that's the one that's for this recursion. So it can
Okay.
like, for example, like I have the armor gives me like a might edge. So like when I'm on that right hand side, I get some different things that get changed.
Okay,
So
I got you.
that's when you use.
It changes both of them anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Does it?
Yeah.
Oh, it does, yeah.
Fantastic! I love these character sheets.
I was just gonna let you know. Do that.
They're really cool. Like,
Cool.
Check.
All right,
Here you
Hey,
go.
I
back.
have to duck out for just a second and come right back because my Surface is about to die, but all the updates have finally completed on the laptop. So I'm just going to quickly switch over to that, and I'll be right back.
All right, don't worry. Nothing will happen in between.
Connor,
Yeah, no,
please
okay.
comment on the superior battery life of the Microsoft Surface.
Oh, it's amazing. So
Actually,
much battery life.
it's just the fact that I don't have my charger down here, and I've been using it all day. So my normally 4-hour battery life went down to about to the 2 hours we've been playing, an hour and a half.
I'm just
Makes
giving
sense.
Connor an opportunity to rep our sponsor.
Right.
All right, there we go.
Trying to get them surfaces.
Yeah, everyone gets
The
services.
NFL.
All right.
All right,
So
I
now
will
there
be
are
right back, guys.
okay. So now there are Karam operatives basically charging down the stairs at Horse Arena.
Blow up those stairs.
It looks like the other two, like one of them is essentially just is wielding like a machete, and
Yikes.
the other one's got like a hunting knife, and the guy at the top
Okay.
of the stairs is was shooting a pistol.
Maybe if Evan were dazed or I could enthrall someone, this wouldn't be an issue.
It is now Serena's turn.
Okay, I will shoot at the guy with. You said there's one has a knife and one has a what?
A machete.
I will shoot at the guy with the machete.
Okay. Yeah, and he's the guy who's closest, like who's right in front of you. So go ahead and roll. It's going to be like a speed-based roll. If you decide to use any effort or anything like that, that would be what you would use.
That's slightly better than a 3.
Barely.
So it really you basically got him like dead to rights, and you go to shoot at him, and it actually it kicks back at the last second. This being like your first attempt to actually use the weapon outside of training, and this guy's rushing at you or whatever, and kind of like buries itself into the wall. So it's close, but no cigar, unfortunately. Who is after Serena? I think it's Aldous again, right?
Yeah.
Aldous,
I'm fine.
roll that beautiful bean footage. Give me that intellect roll.
All right, fuck you, iPad app.
You got this. You got
Busted.
this, boo.
God damn it!
His brain explodes.
We talked about how this definitely wouldn't happen this time around. Like, definitely wouldn't happen.
Use your experience.
Okay.
Yes, seriously.
You're so fine. Like
You're
you're so fine now that you've been fine for so long. You kind of just teeter and rock back, and like you kind of pass out. Like you're just unconscious on the ground.
Is he? Can he at least fall in front of me so that I can use him as a shield?
Oh shit! No, he falls back. Like he falls backwards.
Oh, bummer.
That sucks. Anything to help. Fuck. Fucking.
I stagger and hold him as a body shield.
You're so fine. You've been so fine for so
Who's
long.
hacked me?
Oh, I totally forgot. Okay, so because I completely messed up the turn order, guy behind the counter finally lets loose with that shotgun.
No.
Finally
No.
does it. Wait, actually, no, he doesn't. He's
He doesn't aim.
he
for
seems
me,
like
'cause I'm
he's so
done.
confused that he didn't do it. But it is Floyd's
You
turn.
did it,
You
Got
did it.
him.
You did it. Got him, coach.
All right. I would like to continue hoping to enthrall this man with my fantastic acting performance. I've decided to actually put on a show for him now.
Okay.
A monologue, if you will, because I can't move while enthralling him, but I can put on this
Right.
monologue.
What's the monologue about?
It's about the sanctity of life. And do you need more than that?
So basically, if you got more, dude, please give it. Like, I'm so curious.
Just that every living creature, everything in this world and everywhere else that we know about is worth living, and that if you let live, only good things will come to you.
Okay,
Very,
all right.
very
In
calm
my
nature.
comatose state, I yell out, "Shoot him!
Just end him.
Shoot him!"
All right, now we're on Nick, so we're gonna have to hold up a second for.
You don't need me to roll anything.
Hey.
That's a good sign.
Hey, I'm back.
Okie dokie.
I assume I was missed terribly.
Yes, only because it's your turn though.
Oh, sweet.
Floyd just got done trying to convince him of the sanctity of life.
And then failed horribly.
It didn't go well.
I didn't roll. I haven't passed out.
Yeah,
What the?
I missed the shotgun.
I rolled a
John,
one.
point
I
blank.
was gone for like 3 minutes.
roll the fucking one.
We literally haven't been able to roll over a 10.
Yeah,
so.
I didn't even have to roll for mine throw, so that's a real bad sign.
All right.
Turn
Yeah.
the
So
handicap.
I'm.
So one thing that I'll kind of jump out from behind the curtain here and say that just to remind you guys of the way the system works, like you're used to D&D where you get things that add on to your rolls, and in this, like you can use effort to make things easier, like the DC's lower, but nothing adds on. So you're used to getting like +8s and stuff to rolls, so like you're gonna want to consider that when you're using effort and stuff like that. That
But I didn't.
like
I didn't even get to roll.
right, right.
All right. I am gonna do a roll with effort on my exception,
Okay.
and
Who are you aiming it at?
you know, I assume
Well,
shotgun.
actually, yeah,
shotgun
no,
guy's still there?
he's still the only guy you can see. The other ones are charging down.
Yeah.
So they might die. Yep. So you take a well. What does that look like? Explain for us.
So get the hell out of my way. No, and you also out of my way. And I think I just exploded his head. So that's good.
That's quite possible. So it's
So
Yeah.
it looks like the plates on the gauntlet of the armor start rippling, and then it like sends out a pulse. Like, you know when you're watching a video and there has that like little like tracking glitch and it just runs down that. So picture that going towards him, like, but like with the underpinnings of reality. So it's like it looks like it's like fucking with the code that is the underpin, the what makes up reality, and then slams right into him. And so that's gonna be 8. Oh, I can either go with 8 damage, or I can go with a major effect. I kind of want to go with 8 damage and just put him down as much as I can. I may not like put him down, but
up to you.
yeah, I'm gonna go with that.
You're gonna go with the damage.
Yep.
Okay. You can see that like as it slams into him, he's just racked with like immense pain, like kind of shaking and shivering. Like almost loses his grip on his weapon, but sort of like somehow manages to push through it.
And if he is not native to the Earth's recursion, he loses his next turn,
Yes.
as he is shocked by the light of
So
the
he
fact
kind
that
of like
he does not belong here.
he's sort of like slumped into the corner now. Like he's not prone or anything, but kind of like leaning like back against the corner. Like he looks like he's in the middle of some kind of PTSD episode. Like he's kind of clutching the gun to his chest now.
He definitely hears the helicopters.
Right. Definitely hears the helicopters. But he is still up and around.
I then take my free action turn to Floyd and be like, and why did we not just start with this plan?
I'm just gonna give you a thumbs up. I'm just gonna be giving everyone thumbs up, like it's thumbs up left and right.
So many thumbs. So up. Brett, he gets like he actually gets up onto the table and then like takes a knee and shoots with his AR. Let's see if this works. Nope, sure didn't. Is it slash GM roll?
Yes, all one word.
Okay.
Slash GM roll space 1d20.
So he has the foresight to kind of like reach up with one hand and be like, no, and Brett just guns him down. Like this one does just destroy half of his face basically, and X's him out.
I softened him up for you. Just saying. I want that down on the record.
Nordic McConaughey is like, "Yep, I hear you, buddy." And
all right. Whoa! What the fuck happened to these stairs while I was gone?
That dude passed out.
Party?
Where are we on? Okay.
An alarm happened because of you, you jerk.
Okay.
Who just took down Shotgun McShotgun Erie?
He
So-
was confused by me, so I did my
need-
job.
I need another speed defense roll from Serena.
You got it, boo.
Hey!
Okay, yeah. So you're able to. The guy takes another shot now, but he's trying to shoot around his buddies who are charging down the stairs at you, and basically just flubs it. It goes into the like sloping ceiling up above.
Like duck out of the way,
Yeah,
like try
there's
to
a
like
little
duck
plaster.
down.
Yeah, there's a little plaster falls over you, and even that misses. But yeah, so this first guy closes with you now, Machete Dude, and now it's going to be might defense as he tries to take a slash across your body. And
I have
once
my leather
again-
jacket on for like the first time ever. I put my
Finally,
leather
someone
jacket
needs to roll.
Yeah, you just kind of like Matrix style dart out of the way of it. You duck back a little bit, and he sort of swings
Yeah,
through
like-
the air in front of you.
like try to like kind of like wee.
Yeah. And the other one kind of moves down, but he's sort of bottlenecked there. He can't really get through like his buddy. And now it's your turn again, Serena.
Okay, so I'm going to use. I think at this point, no, I don't have explosion. How close? So there are two people who are pretty close, right? And for exception, they have to be within long range, right?
Yeah.
Up to long range.
Up
You
to
can.
Oh,
You-
it
you
says
can do-
within. Oh, within. Okay, so I
Yeah.
can do something closer to me.
Yep.
Okay. I will do the guy who is like right in front of me. I'm gonna use my exception to like try and do like the damage, but also like to try to like overwhelm him so that he can't attack me again.
Okay. Does your exception look the same?
It's one and it's an action and that's it.
No, I mean it's so like
Oh.
does it look the
Oh.
same when you do it as when
Yeah,
because it doesn't
Like,
always have
it's-
to.
I think it's more of just kind of like it just kind of is like a flash kind of a thing. Like it's
Okay.
just kind of like a boom.
All right, cool. So
Or like an energy pulse, more kind of like
Yeah.
that. Kind of.
all right, so that kind of wave washes over him. Go ahead and roll an intellect attack.
Hmm.
Okay, so
Oh wait, no, never mind. I was gonna say I thought I could do something for it because it's only one, and don't I technically just get it because it's like one under? I'm not sure.
what do you mean?
Because like remember how my costs like it's actually one less. Like my premonition is 2, but it's actually only 1.
That's
Oh
the
yeah,
ad.
no, your exception is free. It doesn't cost you points to use it.
Oh,
You
it's
still have
just
to roll
like
to hit. Effectively,
Yeah,
it's to
it
roll to hit. And unfortunately, what you hit with your reality rewriting exception is it kind of like shorts out and flash fires in front of you, and your medium handgun is now a small salamander.
Oh,
Is it at least orange with like the little dots on it? Like, 'cause those are the best kind.
Whatever makes you feel more comfortable about being unarmed.
My little
Whatever.
salamander.
Whatever warms your heart.
He can bite. Come on, salamanders are not like.
All right. One more, Evan. Do it.
Okay. In my state, this isn't something I can pop my blue sheen before I do it. Is there?
You are fucking passed out.
No, not that you're.
Yeah, this is just. I just have to do this.
Yeah.
Come on, game. Hey.
Oh
That's
right.
Not a one. Not a one.
Yeah. So you are roused. You are up and around. You wake up. You're kind of passed out. And you realize that basically, like you didn't feel it before because you were in La La Land, but you cracked your head pretty hard when you went down there. It's just like 1 point of might damage though.
Eh. Okay, but I'm up now and I'm fine.
Yeah, well, you're still on the ground,
I'm fine.
but you're
Oh, I'm
yeah, but you've shaken off the effects of this thing entirely.
Okay. How does would I have to basically spend my whole turn to force Selena and I to swap positions? Like if I wanted to get into the little stairwell.
Under these circumstances, I would say yes, because you're also getting up off the ground to do it. So like,
Yeah.
you have to like lunge up off the ground, and if you're not gonna like talk this out with her in advance, you'd sort of have to like yank her by the scruff or something out of there. And so like, in order to, so either you're gonna do that, which is gonna be like a surge of action, or you're gonna take the time to be like, hey, can we? And that's gonna take your turn.
Yeah. Okay.
How much damage does your control the field do?
One less, I'm pretty sure.
I mean, you could always just like Indiana Jones her out of there.
Like with a whip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, you're doing a little bit of damage to her, but you don't just grab her and you yoink her.
Well, I mean, it's like, so to be, that doesn't really get around the. I'm not saying he can't do it. I'm just saying it would take a turn, and so would whipping her.
And one does damage to me.
Right.
One doesn't.
All right.
So I would vote for just moving me out of the way.
But if it gets you out of the way of those two next attacks. Okay, I think then I'm just gonna pop my blue sheen.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna convey to Selena that I want her to either get out of the stairwell or move like through me into the room. So I want them to come around right into my face.
Okay, so I'll let you do like the blue sheen applicator, because the way it works, I'm gonna call it like a free action essentially to do that. You like flex your bicep and it drives the hit in. Yeah, like it's affixed to your arm. So if Selena agrees to that, I can just move you guys on this turn. You guys are good? Okay.
Yeah, agreed. Oh, okay. So there's that. All right. I'm here now.
You're there now. Okay.
Hey.
It is Floyd's turn. Why is
Can
there
I-
this big thing? What the hell?
Floyd was hiding. Can I see these people in the stairwells? Like, are they in view?
No, not a view.
Okay.
You can
So-
you have a pretty good idea shit's going down back there, though. You've heard gunshots from the stairwell, etc.,
Yeah.
etc.
Sure, but I can't see them.
Shoot through the walls.
Right.
Hey, that was weird.
That was weird. All right. Where is the wall?
The wall that they're behind.
Yeah,
It's like right there.
Okay, and it extends how far?
In what direction?
So I can't see anyone though, because like if the wall's right there, then the way you pinged, I could see this guy.
Oh, so like it goes all the way up, like so it's a stairwell on the other side, kind of like. Do you remember Area Records in Geneva?
Yeah.
Like if you went up, you're technically the wall adjoins area, but there's no window. Like you couldn't look to the
Sure,
left.
yeah.
And see
You
through.
can't see them until they're standing like where I
Right.
am.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me see what I have then as an option. Okay. I'm gonna. Can I go? Is there a door next to the dead dude?
Yes.
All right. Can I hop the counter?
Yeah.
And how far can I go?
Generally like 30 to 50 feet ish and around. The door is like 20 away, so you could get into the room if you wanted to, provided the door is open.
Well, I was gonna say, can I hop the counter, and then like see what the door situation is? Like, just is it open or closed, basically?
Yeah, I mean you can see from where it is that he kind of came out there Rambo style, so it is sort of hanging open. Like he just flung the door open, had his shotgun out, and was gonna bear down on you with it.
Okay. I'm gonna hop the counter, and
You can feel free to drag yourself in there, and I'm gonna reveal it. There's really nothing.
I'm gonna go.
It's essentially just the kitchen. You can that's what it looks like if you're not going into it. If you're just standing there,
No, I'm
it just
not.
looks like
Yeah.
It just looks like a standard like tiny little kitchen, but there doesn't appear to be any appliances in there. There are, however, a ton of Pizza Hut pizza boxes like lining the back wall.
Okay. So then, because I'm not afraid of other people, I'm gonna go take that dude's shotgun.
Okay. You take a shotgun. He
Give
is
me your
dead as
shotgun.
fuck, so he no
All right.
longer has it. Make sure you add it to your items.
Yep. That's all I'm doing.
All right. Oh yeah, no problem, Annie. Okay, it is Nick Morse's turn.
It's tacos. I can't help myself,
No, of course not. Understandable.
obviously.
All right, so I pull out from one of the suit compartments 2 silver spheres. I clack them together and, like, offhand toss one to Floyd. I'm using my telepathic bond cipher.
Okay.
So now Floyd and I are in telepathic communication no matter how far away we go for the next however long it lasts. And then
with ease.
I'm doing my Terminator walk, and I'm going to get right here. And I'm going to communicate to Aldous that if he needs me to step in and basically start taking hits for him so we can get like attack around me, so I can just be like the armor wall, I'm here for it.
Okay. And now.
Oh, I gotta
Brett
use that on
kind of
my,
makes his way out here. I think that's pretty doable. Yeah, it's exactly. Okay, so he makes his way out there, and he levels the AR, but you can tell he doesn't want to he's shooting at an incline, so he basically just has a clear shot at Aldous' back at this point, so he doesn't do anything besides that. All right. First dude is going to attempt to machete
The
Aldous.
salamander.
Yeah, I'll throw the salamander in front of the machete.
No.
All right, so Aldous, it's going to be a might defense roll.
You got this, boo.
I think I'll. Okay. Didn't do it.
Nope.
Okay, maybe now.
Yeah.
Fucking fuck.
Oh no.
So he makes like a raking slash across your chest with his machete and does 4 damage to you.
Sick. All right.
The
Tight.
second guy realizes there's no real way for him to gain purchase there, runs back up the stairs. Now, let me take a look and see this for just a second.
Are there 2 dudes in that one spot, or did he leave the site?
There are. He
there
left.
were
He
3
went.
people?
He went back upstairs.
Yeah.
So
okay,
there's one at the top of the stairs with the
there.
pistol, and there's one at the
Yeah.
bottom of the stairs with the machete.
Gotcha.
The guy in the middle who just had the hunting knife realized he wasn't getting much done with that and went back upstairs.
he had a gun.
Yeah, he's coming back.
Quite possibly. Okay, so I need Aldous and Serena to make speed defense rolls.
So we can spend on this then?
Yes.
All right.
So and what's happening that you're defending against is the guy at the top of the stairs, in lieu of firing again with his pistol, has reached behind his like reached into his waistband and pulled out a
Grenade.
some kind of projectile implement that he's thrown down the stairs at you guys.
Throwing a shoe at us.
Yeah, I mean.
All right, so
you
I
can dream.
have an edge, so I can. It's 2. I have 1 edge, so it's 2.
Yes.
I want to spend 1 point.
Yep.
Okay, so down 2 speed.
And in fact, if you do,
Fucking
That works.
god damn it.
Hey.
Sorry, what we're saying?
well, if you do on the character sheet, up at the
Mhm.
top left, there's you can actually give yourself an effort, and then if you then
Oh.
roll, it'll actually factor that all in when you click on the little symbol.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So and Annie got a 15. Okay, wow. Okay. So you guys like see it flashing through the air and realize that it's kind of like longer in nature, and instead of like scattering out of the area, you kind of like put up an arm and like lean into the wall or whatever, and this flashbang goes off, but neither of you are blinded by it. You're both fine.
We're fine.
And it is once again Serena's turn.
Hmm.
Oh shit! I didn't fucking put my. Damn it!
What's up?
I didn't do the addition from popping the stem, or
To-
the because it says I get the 4 points,
Oh yeah.
and then because I remembered reading about it. Should it have affected any of the rolls I had before, or have I yet to try something? Like it doesn't affect the defense rolls.
It gives you, I think it's your next roll within is like by increased by or decreased by a degree of difficulty,
Right.
and you already kind of nailed it.
Yeah.
Immediately after red point difficulty, the next task you attempt is decreased by 1 step. Yeah.
So does that count defense rolls?
Yes.
Okay. So
Yeah.
if I use it and then someone attacks me, no matter what, I have to burn the bonus from the stem on defending.
Right.
Okay.
Alright.
I'm just gonna bump my mine up 4 points because I was gonna do it anyway.
Okay. Cool. And so you get to the come down effect doesn't happen until you spend those 4 points, but those 4
Yeah.
points are spent first. And it is Serena's turn.
Okay, I'm gonna try and do the exception again. But this time, I think I'll use like a point. I think
So
I
now
can-
that you've swapped spots with Aldous, you don't really have
Like line of sight?
effect on anybody anymore. Yeah.
Okay, so I can't see. I mean, I can't see anybody like inside the restaurant. Like, is that guy dead over there? The
yeah,
one who's
he's
like.
already
he's
Brett
done.
shot him in the face. He and Nick tag team that guy.
And then I can't. I'm trying to figure out how to click on here. Hold on a second. Like, nope. I'm just wondering, like, okay. So then I think what I'll try to do is. Can't do this. Modifies a weapon. I don't really think there's anything she can do unless she can try to like get down the stairs, but there's no way to do that. Like I'd have to get around all this, right?
I mean, you could go. There's a broken window. Like it would take you, probably like. So you could get out to maybe here. Oh, it's not letting me. You could get out to maybe here outside, and then.
Okay, how do I do
next
that?
turn-
Because like, which one is that? Is that like select? And that
You
sounds
just
like
you just hold down left click on the spot you want to ping on the map.
weird. Okay. All right, there we go. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, sure, that'll work.
So you get out to about here. So you still don't have line of sight on anybody, but you're kind of wheeling around to where you could potentially. make
Oh,
something.
hey. Does this work for you guys? Do you see if I hit save changes? Do you see my name?
Nope.
Bummer. I thought that maybe it would make it easier for us to see. I mean, do you guys like
We
see the
just have
little
to-
symbols?
We
Like,
just have to get our avatars uploaded, and then it will be easier.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll be
we
this
could do. Hold on a
like.
second. We can do colors. Serena can be red.
Well, no, I should be green because like that's my portrait color. There you go.
I'll take something that's not this muted puke beige I have here.
You can change it. Click on your thing and you can change it.
Oh, hello. That's so much better.
I don't have a black one, so there's that. And then there's that for Floyd. Telepath Floyd.
Something red.
Okay. Alright.
No
Good
one
call.
responds to my whispers.
Dude, I was wondering how do you do it and where do I see them?
In the chat window and
Yep.
slash R, I think. Or just slash W and then the name.
/W.
Yeah. Alright.
Oh, that's the worst
It
interface ever.
is Aldous' turn.
Hot damn. Okay. So, do I have enough reach on my whip to try to get at that guy at the top of the stairs?
Let me see.
I'll have a better name for you.
No. They're like 10 feet. So in
10 feet.
reality, you can only really go like 2 squares beyond where you are.
Okay. Then fuck it. I'm just gonna spend. I'm just gonna lay. I get 2 attacks, right?
Yes.
So I'm just gonna lay into this machete dude in front of me. My turn.
Okay, cool.
And I will spend. If for 2 attacks, do I need to spend effort on each attack, or do I just spend? How does?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you'd have to spend effort on each attack if you were
Right,
to spend effort.
So I'm just gonna put 1 point into each attack.
So you're
that's
gonna
down
spend
4.
4 points then? Okay.
Yeah.
Alright. And you get so from your drug you get can you like ping it in the chat so that I know? Or so that I remember?
Like just paste it in there. You mean?
No, if you
Or
click
ping it.
Oh no, never wait. It's probably gonna be a long one. I said on grapple attacks. Oh, it's just +1 to damage. Okay, cool. So yeah, roll it on up.
Okay. So this is first attack then.
All right, that hits.
Sick.
And so you deal 3 damage then, right?
It's a what? A light weapon.
Yeah.
So whatever it is, plus the 1.
Yeah. And then roll up your second one.
Hey.
Okay, so you can take a minor effect, or you can take 3 extra damage on the attack.
Damage.
Taking damage?
Yeah.
Okay. So, all right. Well, I'll let you figure it out. You. How do you want to do this? Like, how do you want to kill him?
With 1 attack, I fucking whip around his leg, make him start to fall. The other one, whip around his neck and just kind of pop his head as he falls.
Okay, so you're kind of using like the reverse momentum to sort of just like choke the shit out of slash
Just like kind of break his neck.
yeah, break his neck. Okay, you succeed in that, and he is laying crumpled in front of you now on the ground. Good job. And Floyd's turn.
I'm a stroll into the kitchen.
Okay. Once again, there's like no actual kitchen equipment back there, just all like
It's all
Pizza Hut pizza
shotguns.
boxes and stuff. There's no obvious like weapons cache or anything like that. There's a rack like right on the inside of the door that looks like it might have been where he got the. You can see there's like cartridges of shells like underneath it, so you think that's probably where he picked up the gun from. But like, if there's other weapons or anything in the room, they're not obvious.
So can I take a box of shells and look in a pizza box? Just like open that shit up?
Yeah, so there's like what appears to be a pretty old by now pizza in there, just kind of chilling, and you can add a box of shotgun shells to your inventory.
All right. I'm also going to take a piece of the pizza.
Okay, you
That-
get some pizza.
That's going to end my turn.
All right,
Eat it.
Nick's turn.
No.
All right.
Confused.
Um,
I've got pizza plans.
is there a way to like kind of shuffle past Eldis and start going up the
If I agree to move like Selena did,
Yeah.
yeah,
You can,
because I want to I want to get right up into the face of Jackass McGillicuddy here with the machete, so that it's armor instead of flesh he's attacking, and then once we like bulldoze him, I just want to be like just walking
Well,
up these stairs, taking the fire.
Machete Dude's dead.
yeah.
Oh.
Aldous just obliterated Machete Dude.
Oh, is this just his body right here?
Yeah, he dead.
Oh yeah, no, I want to Terminator walk up the stairs towards the guy with the gun that can't hurt me.
Add some tokens there too. Okay. So yeah, you can get pretty much right up there. Let me double check. You can get to like there. Oh, yeah. I didn't get to ping it, but that is exactly where you can get to.
Man.
Good shit.
I can see when you do the ruler.
Oh, all right, cool. Didn't realize that.
Yep.
Awesome.
So yeah, I basically I square my shoulders with the armor so that he's gonna be shooting me, and I just walk Terminator walk my RoboCop walk up these stairs, dead or alive, you're coming with me.
All right. Brett still just he's sort of shuffled past as well, just to enter, get himself out of the exposure of the street. And now, a little bit of fear in his eyes, but he takes a second, steels himself, and steps up to kind of square off with you, and just makes to put his pistol right into your midsection, or right into your midsection, and pop off a shot at you. Roll speed defense.
Speed defense, okay. I could do that. I think I could do that.
$18. Well, you do that. So you manage to basically, if that gun goes off, it's hitting you. So you sort of manage to swat his hand aside and
Well,
push
here's the thing. It's still a light pistol, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I take it. I intentionally put myself in the way of it because I have 3. It does 3 damage. I have 3. It does 3 damage. I have 3 armor, so I can just accept it, and it can't get through me.
Oh, okay. All right, that makes sense. You can do that. So
Yeah.
It pings off your armor. Cool beans.
This way, we're not ricocheting down the stairwell and hitting any of the squad mates down there.
Now, peeks back from around the corner now that it's sort of cleared a little bit. And this time, he is wielding... yeah. He's got basically what looks like a little taser device in his hand. But when he turns the corner and tries to shoot it at Nick, sort of like a purplish ray comes out of the end of it.
More
Like
purple.
a Super Saiyan. Yeah, no. It's gonna be intellect defense.
Intellect defense.
Yes.
Okay. I've seen and kind of know what was happening, so I'm gonna do another thing of actually no, I'm hoping I'm not gonna pull an Aldous, but I could maybe.
Yeah, you're able to. It washes over you because you're the biggest thing in there. It's pretty hard for them to miss you with it, and you feel kind of that numbing effect that Aldous sort of went through too. But this is a much less concentrated form of it, and you're able to kind of push it aside. All right, we're back on Serena. Your turn, Serena.
Sorry,
It's okay.
I had to check the time because I was like, "Fuck, when are my tacos getting
No
here?"
problem.
Okay, so I guess like I'm just kind of like I think at this point I realize most of the people can I see still inside like that most of the people on the staircase are dead or no?
Not yet.
All right, so then I'm gonna continue like my original train of thought, like when I left, and like try to get like in and around and like over towards the other area.
Okay. So where exactly are you wanting to go to?
Like, you told me there was a window, right? Like,
Well, you already came outside the window,
outside.
so you're outside of the shop now. Are you trying to go back in the
Oh.
stairway, like basically where you were before?
I didn't want to go outside of the shop. I just wanted to go like around, but that's fine.
Yeah,
So
to
probably-
go around, you would have to go outside the shop because you would have to go out that window and back around through like the street area.
Okay, I think I'm probably just confused about the orientation of where like the doors are in this place, but
Yeah,
sure.
I didn't draw very well. So the door to the outside is there, and then the door
Right.
to the shop is like right to the like immediately to the left once you're inside there, like where Brett is standing now. And then the stairway goes up from there.
Okay. I mean, she would probably be like, I guess she'd probably go back that way.
Okay. So you would have to like this is that hard line there is the wall of the pizza shop. So you'd have to kind of go like here. Like
Yeah, that's
where
fine. But like, who is like? Is this still Evan's character just like sitting here?
Yep.
Yeah.
So like, am I even able to get around? Like, she just like
Yeah.
can't do anything. Like,
You can get around.
Why do you think
Like-
Floyd's hanging out in the kitchen?
You can get around him.
You
Yeah.
can shoot by us.
no, he told me I couldn't.
Like
you
not
can't.
from where you're standing now, because you'd be shooting through a wall. You'd be shooting
Yeah,
through
if you
two
line
walls.
up with us.
You'd be shooting through two walls and Brett.
And like you told me, and even
Yeah.
though you said like when I was over there that I didn't have line of sight, so like I couldn't.
But like if you went, why wasn't it doing it?
I'm just going to use the ruler to do it. So like the interior,
There.
it's not going to let me. There we go. So like,
Dude, I don't
there's-
care. Whatever. Just put me somewhere inside the fucking place.
Okay.
This is honestly just stupid. So just put me somewhere inside.
Okay. So you kind of rush up the stairs to like there. Aldous, your turn.
Okay. Stairwell's getting all kinds of busy.
Yes.
All right. Can I move up to right there?
Yeah.
And then make attacks. Can I make attacks around Joe with my?
It's gonna be pretty. It's gonna be harder, but you can try.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's try that.
Okay.
So I'll move up there regardless, and
All right.
then
You should have access to like drag your guy. You can move him up there.
Kitcha.
Ka-cha!
All right, and then I will. Excuse me. Fuck it. Joe's gonna be fine either way, so I'm not gonna burn the effort on this.
He's gonna be fine either way.
Nope.
Yeah. So you're able to kind of like get around him, but you don't really like at the point that you've done that, you kind of lost all your purchase on like having it hit with any sort of any sort of like physical
gusto.
force.
And number two.
That one, however, you get like just like the expert flick that you need to kind of snap it around him and sort of snap it in his face.
Hit him in the face.
Yeah.
We need like a a baby Bjorn harness,
Yeah,
so that you can just hang out on my back and just whip over my shoulders.
There you go.
I like it. I
This
like it.
goddamn Nunu over here.
Right. And
Who'll
it's now
run
Floyd's
Bart
turn.
down?
Say that again, Connor.
It's Floyd's turn now.
Oh, okay.
All right, so, is there anything interesting in this kitchen? Can I perceive anything interesting in this kitchen?
It doesn't appear to be. At this point, you've walked around in there for a little while. You've kicked over some of the pizza boxes and stuff. You've gotten the shotgun.
Congratulations, you've wasted a bunch of time.
Right. Nothing interesting in there.
What else is I gonna do? All right, then I'm gonna leave there. And
You get
go...
that as you're walking out, though. You do get that kind of sensation of like, so someone who is quickened can kind of sense when like shit's weird or like when there's strange energies afoot or whatever. And as you're walking through the threshold again, it kind of strikes you again. You're just like,
Okay.
there's something around here.
I'll remember that. I'm just gonna stroll. I'm gonna hop over the counter again and stroll to there.
Okay, sounds good, Lee.
Well, he's
Nicholas,
just walking around.
Mr. Morse.
All right. I still have dude in front of me, or
Yes, you still have two dudes in front of you.
all right. Well, dude immediately in front of me. I'm gonna try to like just grab him by the face and exception him.
Okay, roll it up.
Oh no, that's not what I want to do. That's what I want to do.
And that's a hit.
All right, so that's going to be 4 damage and a nice, lovely, if he's not from Earth, round of checking on his, hearing the helicopters.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. You get that. It's not quite as severe with the other guy because it wasn't like such an immense force of damage, but you do kind of send him into what looks like sort of a panic. Brett is still just kind of like he's moved into the stairwell now as well. But he's just sort of lining up, like trying to get a shot. Like doesn't really trust himself not to blow anyone's back out. All right. This guy, he's essentially like, he like looks down at his gun, and between like the fact that it's done nothing to you and the exception, like he just kind of like looks back and sort of that not like this expression, goes across his face.
Not so willing to die for your cause when facing 6 foot armored
Precisely.
of doom.
Yeah. So
No. Bruce, no, buddy.
the second guy, now that his ray is spent, he also has a handgun, but this one looks a little bit bigger. So I'm gonna have you roll.
Sorry, what am I rolling?
defense for it. Yeah. Unless you're electing to just take it, like you were with the other one, but this is a slightly bigger. This is a bigger handgun.
Okay.
so-
I'm actually gonna see if I can, Wonder Woman it away
Right.
instead of. So I'm gonna do the rolls. That's initiative. That's not what anybody
Not
should be rolling.
Not what we wanted.
I'm
Sometimes you gotta roll what you gotta roll. No one's judging you.
So true.
give me 1 second. There we go. Oh,
Okay.
even better.
So taking a total of 4, it's just going to be 1 for you, right?
Yep.
All right. Cool. You take 1 might damage.
Oh shucks, I'm bleeding out, guys.
Oh god. Oh no. All right.
Give me a second. Brutus is deciding to destroy stuff. Be right back.
Sure. It's Serena's turn again.
Okay. So, can she see anybody?
Yes. Now that you're in the stairwell, you can see it's kind of like it's a flurry of motion. Effectively, like everyone is sort of on that stairwell, but your attack is kind of a mental one. Like it doesn't necessarily project like a ray, so you can still you have line of effect. You should be good to go to attempt an exception if that's what you want to do on either of the people.
I was gonna say there are 2 people left, or more than that.
Yeah, as far as you know, the guy up on the top rung who fired the bigger handgun hasn't been struck yet or anything like that, and the guy up front is sort of shaking in his boots, He's the
Okay,
one
I'm
who
gonna
got-
go for the guy who's not injured with the bigger gun.
Okay.
Is that
roll-
guy with the bigger gun the same dude that ran away initially?
Yeah, he ran away and
Nice.
came back. Roll your attack. There's something.
And it's my intellect, correct?
Yes.
Doggo.
God damn it.
Okay. His eyes, he kind of like snaps into attention at you, like, what the hell? Like, what was that? Like, he definitely feels that you're trying to interact with him some way through the strange, but not able to affect any damage, unfortunately.
So he's not like disoriented or anything.
He don't care
No.
about you.
Unless, remind me, because you guys have read it more recently than I have, does the disorienting part of exception, Joe, does that happen even if it misses?
Believe
It says,
on a hit.
yeah, it says on a successful attack, in addition to taking 4 points of damage, it cannot act on its next turn.
Gotcha,
Once
yeah.
exposed to this revision, a non-native creature normally can't be affected by the sense overwhelming portion of the attack again for several hours.
Gotcha.
So it's like
yeah.
a one-time, like per person, I can do it to different people, but like
Right.
once they're knocked out, they're knocked out.
Yep.
Makes sense.
Oh,
yeah, alright.
God.
So unfortunately, no effect on this one. And it is Aldous' turn.
Okay. All right. Spend a point of effort to take another shot at the dude right in front of Joe, the one that's on his
Okay.
way out.
Alright. Go ahead and roll it up.
Fucking fuck.
Like, just a little papoose is all we really need.
All right. Well, an unassisted second one, I guess.
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
And GM intrusion.
Yeah. What do we want to do for this? What do we want to do for this spicy one?
I'm really happy that I'm not even close to over
I
this.
gotta go. I'll be right back. I'm sorry.
Okay, it's fine. You got time. So you're effectively, like, the way your blue sheen works, it outlines everyone based on their affiliation with you. And with Nick standing in front of you, like, you go to raise the whip, and then you're like, what the fuck am I doing? This is blue. Like, you kind of lose, you're sort of disoriented with, like, who you're trying to hit or whatever, and you just kind of let the whip go, like, rather than let it fall and potentially hit him.
So I just drop it.
Yeah. So you just drop it on the ground.
You drop it, in fact, like it's hot.
Right.
It's too hot.
Like it is too hot. Floyd, it is your turn, sir.
All right, I'm gonna stroll up to this guy, and this is what did he have? This was Machete Man.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say I don't think I can put two people on the same. Oh, I can. So yeah, you stroll up to you and Brett are kind of like shoving it out in that one little square, which is possible. So you go up to Machete Man.
I'm taking the machete.
Okay, you have scooped up the machete as well.
It's the loot whore here.
What,
Right.
what else am I
So
gonna do?
you've got like a
This
shot.
is
So you've got like a
good.
shotgun under your arm and a machete in one hand. Basically, you're like kind of Bruce Campbelling it.
Yeah.
Like, okay. Sounds good.
I thought that was my turn.
All right. Cool.
Actually, no.
Oh.
Yeah, no, that ends my turn.
Okay. Nick, it is your turn, sir.
All right. And I do believe I have another target to exception.
There's two. Yeah, they're both still
Yeah.
up.
Well, yeah, but one who has not been stunned by an
Oh
exception.
yeah, you got it. Yep, the guy in the
So-
back has not, and I should.
I'm just going to share the love of exceptions.
Okay, roll it. All right, and you get the damage, and you get the stun assault.
Oh, he's so sad. Look at that sad face.
All right.
Oh, bud. Careful, bud.
Can't wait for my next turn. I have a new plan.
Again, words that terrify Nick.
So, effectively, they are both kind of like out of it. It is Serena's turn, so we'll wait for her to come back. She's just running to get some takas.
Jackers. Why can I never fucking roll? Ever. Pat, you missed 2 a.m. loot box extravaganza.
Yeah, I'm real upset about that.
I got 3 yellows.
Oh my god.
Crazy.
I just get the same yellow every time.
I did get one that had, it was 3 purples and a blue, and everything was duplicated.
Serena's
It was
back.
awesome.
That's gross.
All right, it is your turn once again.
She exploded.
Okay, sorry.
It's
I
okay.
had a taco.
No problem.
Okay. So I'm still on the stairs.
Yes.
We still have 2 people who are alive but damaged.
Yes.
Okay. Her handgun is still a salamander.
Yes.
These are all things that are still true.
So she would try to do the exception again, but I don't know if it's gonna work.
Which person?
The guy with the bigger gun,
Okay.
because he seems to be the more difficult.
You
Yeah.
guys need to take care of something. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Just keep
roll
going.
it up.
Oh, please, gods, be kind.
That's
All right.
better than what we
That
had
is a
before.
hit. And he is like really, really reeling now. Like he's looking like he's in some trouble. Aldous' turn.
All right, and here we go. Nope. Okay, here we go. Tight. Never mind.
Hey, all right, Floyd's turn.
All right. I'm going to take that piece of pizza that I had.
Yeah.
I'm going to shove the machete through it
Okay.
and then chuck it at them.
All right. Sounds good. Roll a ranged attack.
Monster.
That hit him. That one hit him. So, our first guy, he now has the machete sinks in a couple of inches, so he just looks like he's got a pizza on his chest and then just a machete through the pizza.
Yeah,
And he
finally.
is dead.
Killed and humiliated.
And it's Nick's turn. I'm gonna go ahead and I've got a feeling I know what he's gonna do. I'm gonna roll and that actually does finish him off. All right. So Nick blasts the last one away with an exception, and now we are out of combat. You guys, everyone is dead finally. There's still an alarm wailing into the night, but this must be a shitty part of town because no one has responded to it as of yet. I mean, time is pretty protracted in an engagement. Each round is 6 seconds, so
Yeah.
it hasn't been that long for a small town. They're not response time isn't always the best, but you estimate that there will probably be backup there pretty soon. Hey,
Okay.
Nick, I anticipated your whim and rolled the combat ending exception for you.
Okay, perfect.
The other guy got killed when I threw a machete with pizza at
Yes.
him.
Yep, that happened.
Okay.
Floyd is,
So
Floyd is a pizza pirate.
I want to draw attention to the kitchen situation because
The most effective fucking fight of the day was a pizza with a machete.
Yeah.
it was genius. What can I say? Pizza gave it that plus 3. Yeah, can I draw attention to this door? Yo, guys, I don't know exactly what's going on, but I'm just gonna walk in and out and be like, some shit is done with this door.
All right. Well, before we do that, we should probably do a quick sweep of the upstairs to make sure there's no one else hiding. It's gonna ambush us while we're investigating your magic
Hiding,
door.
that's shenanigans. No.
Serena's just going to the kitchen.
Yeah.
All right.
Hiding,
Brett
hiding.
kind of chimes in and says, or we can just head to the basement and take the gate.
This kitchen situation, dude. This is interesting to me.
He flashes you a little strained thumbs up. Says, "Okay."
So I believe both Serena and I are trained in the strange. So if I just quickly run down and we consult.
We can split our resources, and I'm better at like solving the mystery component. So I feel like if I'm
Okay.
Yeah,
in the
go for
kitchen,
it.
like maybe we can do both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you go for that. The kitchen door. Where is the basement? Do we know?
Brett is standing in front of it.
Okay. So yeah, I'll head down with Brett then.
So, Serena, as soon as you get over there, you kind of realize it's probably coming from the guy and not the door.
Okay. So it's more just that the guy that was
Yeah.
like there running
So-
it had some kind of like,
I assume you're gonna like check him out.
yeah.
Okay.
By the way, wait before we like really start digging anything, I've got happy-go-lucky pills that can heal somebody. Is anyone like seriously wounded and needs a cipher?
Floyd needs it. Floyd's real hurt.
Floyd, go eat your pizza.
Is
No, I
Floyd
threw it already.
lying?
I threw that pizza. There's no more pizza.
There's boxes of it. You told me that while we were telepathically, communicating.
No. Oh man, I was gonna give you that pizza. My bad. That was the gift I had for you.
I figured once I saw it go whipping by my head.
Now you'll never get to draw on this week.
Oh no, he already did apparently. He already did. So I can give 4 points back to Might. Did anyone take a significant amount of damage?
I went through 11 points of might in that exchange.
Oh wow.
Hey,
also-
Eldest, I got some drugs for you.
Hey,
And now my 4 are gone from the thing.
yeah. I'm gonna put
So eat these, and you get 4 back, and then I think we should take some actions to recoup. Some recovery actions.
Thank
Oh,
you.
you guys, because I do consider you my friends. I don't know why. You do get 1 extra, health or point back by me just being with you
Like from every boost we get a +1.
for a recovery roll.
for
Yeah,
recovery rolls in
Oh,
particular.
for recovery roll. Okay.
just because I happen to like you.
No.
Telling us the story about how he found the pizza, and it's amusing and makes us laugh.
I don't want to tell you that story. That's my favorite story.
So, I'm assuming Serena is gonna, once she figures out the mystery of what's going on with that guy, is gonna want to check him out.
Yes, please.
While you are whoever's doing their recovery rolls is doing their recovery rolls, and et cetera, et cetera. I'm gonna be using the honor system for most of that stuff rather than having to go into everyone's character sheet individually. So make sure you're Xing out your ciphers, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, I'm down 2 of my ciphers.
Okay.
I've used my daily dose of blue sheen, so anymore
You
I do
find,
is edit
uh,
detract.
Serena, you find the key to the basement, and you also
Cool.
find another. The source of what's making you guys ill at ease or giving you that strange pulse or perception around that guy is another one of those raid devices, like the one that the guy at the top of the stairs fired at Nick. Looks like
Oh,
a little,
cool.
looks
Can
like
we
a little
keep it?
taser. Yeah. You can
Can I
definitely-
keep it?
Yep. Well, have you used any of your ciphers? You might be at your max.
Oh no, I haven't used any of my ciphers.
Okay.
I have
So
a
you
maximum of 3, and I have 3. So I could give it to
I've used 2 of
give
my
it to
ciphers.
JJ. Yeah, I could give it to Joe.
All right,
Okay.
zappy guns.
All right. So you're adding a ray emitter to your arsenal. Let me give you the description. Actually, since I can. Which one are you again?
I'm the ruggedly handsome one with the power armor.
Okay. So that is now in your inventory or in your cipher
Alright.
list.
Perfect.
Okay, so Serena has the basement key.
Cool.
Yeah, I told you it was really interesting to come over here and that we should be over here looking at things.
All right, so I'm assuming that like I can kind of identify that this key, like I'm just gonna try to figure out what it's for. So I'll walk around and like eventually, I'm assuming, make my way to the basement
Yeah.
and figure out that it works.
Brett kind of motions you over. He's standing near like the basement door there, and you guys. It's just like a narrow little area there. You head down the stairs, and it's just kind of like hanging, sort of shimmering in midair. Is this?
Shining, shimmering, splendid.
Yeah. It looks like a gate that looks out onto like on the other side. What you see is kind of hazy. You don't get a perfect image of what's there, but it seems like there's people milling around, and there's you get like some greenish hues and everything. So it kind of jives with what Brett said about it being like maybe a park or something on the other side. He kind of
Now I
looks
just
around
have a
at you
whole
guys.
new world stuck in my head. God damn it.
He kind of looks around at you guys. You folks ready for this?
Is the alarm still on?
A
Yeah.
whole
Yeah.
new world.
So there's just going to be people on the other side of this when we come back through anyway.
He, like, Brett turns to you and says, one of you should probably notify the estate, and the fixer can come in here and take care of the carnage and sort of reclaim this one for you guys, sort of set up a beachhead.
Now, does my armor have LTE capability? That's the important question.
We can assume that it integrates with your smartphone.
Yeah,
All right, perfect.
All right, so you're gonna Jarvis it up and
Yes.
have your suit place a call for you. Okay. So you get in touch with the home office, and it's old hat for them. They're just like, all right, we'll.
I'm
send
totally
somebody else."
spinning this as Floyd's fault. Floyd set off the alarm.
All right,
Floyd.
You're throwing him under
Floyd-
the bus.
Oh, absolutely.
All right.
Like
And have
I'm throwing him under the bus, and then like he's gonna bounce up and then hit the bus that's coming behind that one.
All right. I need to run and use the bathroom really quick, so I will be right back.
Bathroom break.
Won the
And
fight.
we'll see what's on the other side of that gate.
Floyd won the fight. There's nothing you could do.
I took out the majority of friggin' things.
I believe that my machete pizza situation killed a man.
Apparently, I was the fight-ending exception. So what was that?
Only because I didn't have enough pizza.
Well, whose fault is that? You should not steal enough pizza.
I only have so many hands. And if you guys didn't block the stairwell, could have gotten involved more.
We weren't blocking the stairwell when we were running away at top speed into the kitchen.
Me? Define running. I sauntered in like a champion. Just like that, like walking slowly. I hopped that counter real spiffy and walked in. I'm gonna grab more pizza. Look. This is pizza.
I love the fact that it's obvious that they're just ordering stuff from Pizza Hut
Yeah.
and putting it in their own boxes and shipping it out.
Yo, guys, I wonder what it would have been like if we'd gone to that library. Like
I don't know. It's why I voted for it.
like the book nerds wanted us to.
We'd be done by now.
You
Yep.
nerds. Yeah.
Could be facing toxic. So what are you doing, Brutus? No, you do not get to chew on that.
Brutus, you do you.
Do not. No. This is not a you do you boo boo situation.
Yeah, it is. It's always like that with Brutus.
Can I just say I freaking love this power armor?
It's overrated.
That plus the good rolls from this character sheet thing, and I've been kicking some hiney. What are you doing, bud? No. I'll be right back.
Okay, so on today's edition of Shit I Should Probably Already Know, Joe's walking away.
He's going to do something with Brutus because Brutus is being.
We're just being a jerk.
Yeah.
Alright.
But stuff you should know.
Whether or not there's any ill effects to using a translation gate, I don't think there is.
I vote no.
can see how you would. I can
Oh,
see
Connor,
how
the
you
thing
would.
that I was going to ask you about, we never remember how. What was that other? Was it like control the field or whatever?
Yes.
I have to get rid of something to get that, right?
Yes.
I have to trade something out.
Your
Let's see, it's either endurance or fleet of foot, right?
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think probably endurance,
Yeah,
personally.
yeah. Would fleet of foot have allowed me to get in into the stairwell and make an attack if I had been paying attention there, or because I was on the ground? Would that have not been a thing?
Yes, it would have. You would have to have succeeded on that difficulty. I think it's difficulty 3 in order to do it.
Says, at a difficulty, I can't. 2 speed roll to run.
Difficulty 2. Okay, so you would have needed a 6 or higher.
Okay. All right, so I'm gonna get rid of endurance then.
Okay.
And yeah. And where do I what's it called? Oh, nope. I need to put something there.
Those are some pretty sick recovery rolls.
I'm actually back up to full.
Nice.
You can't go above your pool, right?
Oh,
Nope.
right. That's what I wanted to ask. Joe,
Yes.
are there any ill effects to using a translation gate? There's not, right?
There shouldn't be. Let me double check.
I didn't think so either.
Connor, where is the breakdown for that special ability that I need to put into my character sheet?
That would be in translation.
Yes. I think I have it open. Yeah, let me grab it for you.
Oh, thank you.
I got you. Alright, there we go. We are good to go. Alright, so once everybody's back, we'll
I'm back.
let everybody know what's going on here.
Oh my god, I'm so full. It hurts.
Good shit.
So full.
Okay, so you
Okay.
folks step through into this translation gate.
Finally.
When you come out on the other side,
I have a question.
what's up?
This gate already exists, so like I don't need to use my skill to like help us or anything, right?
Nope.
Okay.
That's just if you're doing it like on your own.
Okay. Very good. Thank you.
In fact, the skill doesn't work anymore. That's what we
Right.
found out this morning.
Well, I wasn't sure if like it was gonna be
We still had to
everybody.
do it. Yeah.
Yeah, like I wasn't. I don't know. I didn't know if like you had to do it to like use it. I don't know. I was just trying to figure.
No, that's a good question.
Yep.
Yeah. So this is literally just you just walk through. Anybody can. That's why they're so dangerous, because anything can kind of just come through. So the first thing that you notice stepping through the gate is that the air has a sort of like a pervasive smell of ozone and like a tang of copper to it, almost like the air here sort of tastes like lightning. Like everything is charged, just in the atmosphere. You're in what appears to be a small open park with like, instead of grass the way you typically know it on Earth, it's like soft, spongy moss covering the ground. There's almost quaint looking like sort of cobbled paths within the park itself, but everything, and then there's lamps hung at regular intervals that seem to be like almost bioluminescent. Like there's something in there that sort of they almost look like little podules from which this sort of azure glow is spilling out. And that's sort of the only thing beating back the dark like around you. You can see that it's sort of like it's not pitch black, but the whole area that you're in is very like twilight-ish, like early nighttime. Because when you when you look up, you can see that you're gazing out directly onto the strange, which I don't think any of you have ever done before. So what you're seeing is kind of like a constant coruscating like fractal patterns of like bluish, darkish, purplish, blackish colors, just sort of like blending in and out of each other. So the park is at the base of a really tall but really slender tower. Its doors are kind of thrown welcomingly open, but there doesn't seem to be too much traffic going in and out of the tower itself. And behind the tower, there's a city that kind of it sort of defies any attempt at definition that you could, base it based on like anything that you've seen on Earth. There are, I guess, a few things that kind of look similar. There are sort of squat, industrial-looking buildings belching like smoke and steam up into the atmosphere. But then there are like crystalline spires and shit like that, as well as like buildings made of a sort of metal that seems to kind of like pulse and like shimmer, almost like if you're looking at it across a distance, almost like heat lines coming up off of a really hot surface in the summer. Almost looks like the metal is sort of crawling or squirming around. And between all of those buildings, there are sort of like indistinct sky lanes, and some really big kind of like airship-looking barges. Not airship like Hindenburg type stuff, but like they seem to be moving on kind of like repulsor technology, like hovering like really high off the ground. And then there are some smaller ones that look like they might hold 1 or 2 or 3 people. But so the sky there is very busy with traffic. Around you, like what appear to be native Rukians seem to be going about their business as usual. They don't notice that, 1, 2, 3, 4, like 5 of you just winked into existence in the middle of this square. It's pretty busy. And they don't seem to be appreciating the interesting or like beauty of the park or anything like that. What the fuck? Get out of there. And if they're speaking at all, it's just kind of in hushed tones to each other. You gonna make me seriously go through it?
No, I'm doing it.
Delete. Delete. So, where was I? Oh,
They're not like enjoying the park very much.
Their garb is really outlandish, weird, kind of like some is like tight-fitting, like black, like leathery looking stuff that kind of adheres to the skin or appears to. Some of it is like really coarse looking fabric robes and shit, but what really stands out at you above the clothing is that it seems like everyone's got some kind of body mod, and I'm not talking about like piercings and tattoos and shit. I'm talking about like everything from bioengineered like eyepieces affixed over their eyes, or like sleek black prosthetic, or like servo arms, limbs, and shit like that. They all seem to be modified in some way. At the base of all that, like they seem to be basically human, maybe paler than you're used to, because there doesn't seem to be much sunlight here. Like you're looking out directly into the strange, like I said. But other than that, they look pretty similar as humans. And as you're looking around at each other, you're seeing that you kind of look that way now too. You can kind of fill in if there's any sort of like body modifications that your character has. Some of your weapons and stuff will take on that form. I think probably the most notable one will be the suit looks a lot different here, right? Nick?
Yep. It's basically has the same like tinges of rust red, but it's more just like chitin, and it looks like it's like completely organic, but layered, armor after armor on top of everything.
The other big thing to note is that, Aldous, it seems like the whips are gone. Like you're not holding anything when you come through into this recursion.
That's because he dropped them.
But as you do that, like you're like, what the fuck? And you notice that your weapons that come with you everywhere are gone. like in response to that notion, these two kind of like quasi-metallic, sort of like fibrous things sort of shoot out of your shoulder blades, and you kind of start waving around at your whim and discretion. So you still have the whips. They're kind of like it's almost like a Dr. Octopus thing, but they're
Yeah.
like not as thick and like
Giggity.
muscly as those things are. They're like they're still sort of whip-like
Crazy.
in nature. So yeah, Brett kind of stands up, like sort of walks out into the front of the crowd, and sort of points into the tower in front of you, and says, "Welcome to Quiet Cabal headquarters, folks. Come with me," and sort of heads off in the direction of the tower.
Following Brett.
Yep.
Okay. So you
Brett,
follow
please.
Brett into this tower, and essentially the base level of the tower is there are a few people kind of milling about in the entrance that don't really seem to take much notice of you, and then there are a row of what looks like some kind of lift or elevator at the back wall. I didn't realize all this. Oh, fuck Brett. Alright. So you're like up against the back wall. There are all these like lifts or elevator looking things, and in front of that bank of lifts is there are two really massive hulking they almost look like crustacean type things.
Crab
and-
people. Crab people.
Grab people now.
It would have been, yeah. They stand about like 8 feet tall, and they're just like really. They kind of look like crab people, except they're basically humanoid, have 2 arms and 2 legs, but like really thick, like raking claws at the end of those appendages, and they're just sort of staring out, kind of blankly, as you approach, and like they sort of seem to take notice of you as you come in. Just sort of give you a quick once over, like a scan or whatever, and then kind of return to like looking out at the entrance. And Brett leads you into one of the lifts and pushes a button. And when you come out, yeah.
I immediately use the also and kill myself.
Damn, that's harsh. So you are in this, like, kind of like big conference room looking thing when you come off the lift. There's a guy there who is, he looks sort of older, and he looks relatively unmodified except for a, like, he's got one of those eyepieces just affixed to his face. And he's carrying a, what looks like an ordinary, like, just like a walking cane. Like, it looks like it's made of wood, like would have been from Earth or something like that. At least that's what it looks like to you guys. But he sort of motions in for you to kind of come in and take a seat. The investigators are here. Welcome to Root. Welcome to the Quiet Cabal.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks for having us. You need us. You need us.
You all kind of like file in and take seats or whatever, and the man who's already sitting in the conference room waiting for you sort of nods and acknowledges that, yes, we do in fact need you. We're greatly appreciative of you coming to our aid at this time. The Quiet Cabal doesn't really like calling on off-worlders, but it's times like this that we're thankful for our affiliation with the estate. We could really use use a hand on this one. It's too dangerous for us to investigate this. The only means we have of doing it is through the Alsong. By the way, he says, I am Shalom Dar, and I am the Quiet Cabal representative in charge of this investigation.
I'm Floyd, and I'm the leader of this fantastic crew.
He,
There's just
He
dead
kinda
silence.
rolls her
Everyone
eyes.
turns to look at him.
Like, Serena definitely, like, kind of rolls her eyes and is just like,
yeah. So Shalom Dar doesn't really seem to pick up on this. He just kind of nods at Floyd and says, "Well, I very much appreciate you bringing your team to help us at this time."
You're welcome.
So, we'll. Our organization was sort of left in the lurch the same way the estate was when this happened. So, a lot of our resources are currently being tied up elsewhere, and we're also trying to make sure that the situation on Rook doesn't spiral out of control, because this has sort of destabilized things here politically for us. But we will give you whatever resources we can spare. If it'll help you with your investigation, just let us know what you're going to need and how we can assist. Other than that, you have free reign of the place. He motions to, because Brett came in with you. So he pulls out from within his robe they look like tiny little armbands, which he kind of hands out to each of you. Or he hands to Brett, who hands out to each of you, and says, these are going to act as your identification. They'll provide you with a temporary Quiet Cabal affiliation while you're out and about, just in case there's anyone who's able to see through your presence here as recursors. So you won't have to, you won't be deported, as it were.
Always a good sign. Do we know where physically they were doing the research, and how far away that is?
Yeah, what leads do we got? What are we looking at?
So he says the headquarters for the Unified Choir is in Harmonious, like all of the faction headquarters are. But they haven't released the location of the lab where this took place, not even to the Myriad. It's something that they're currently going back and forth about in Factual Council, how much of the information they're required to release. But given that, with the exclusion of the first Myriad investigators who looked into it, everyone who was killed during the initial onslaught belonged to the Unified Choir, there's a push to make it an internal matter. So it could be within their main research facility in the city, which is on the outskirts of Harmonious, basically across the city from where we are now, or it could be at any of their research locations in the hub. So could potentially be anywhere. Most of the hub is uninhabitable. There are a few cities, so it's not really a needle in a haystack. We can get you a list of where all of their research facilities are, at least the ones they disclosed to the council. But we're not able to pinpoint it due to a single physical location.
Now, you've got these armbands that make us, operatives for you for temporary. Do you have anything, like any stolen ones from the Quiet? No, the Quiet Cabals were working with the
Unified Choir.
What was the choir? Unified Choir.
Unified Choir. We don't currently have any credentials for them. We could, it might be a good idea to have them. I'm actually not sure if these were specifically tailored for us for this situation. Like, we crafted them. They're basically just something that'll tie into the Myriad's battle chrysalids. Like, they will allow you to be scanned and not be viewed as a threat. But it's possible that the other factions would have designed something like this if they were working with off-world contractors. Their forms of identification may be completely different, is what I'm saying.
Gotcha. Do we have any spies or contacts within the Unified Choir?
We have people who monitor their positions. We don't have anyone actually inside the organization. The Quiet Cabal likes to keep tabs on the political situation here, but we really formed as a faction in response to the actions of the Karim. So most of our efforts go into curtailing theirs.
Gotcha.
You can see now why we were in such grave need of your assistance.
True. So when the individuals are killed for tapping into the what is it called? All song. Yeah, write that down. So when the individuals are killed after tapping into the all song, how are they killed? Do we know, like, the causes of death? What do we know in regards to this? Because it seems kind of suspicious that there's some kind of tracking involved in this, and that as soon as you log on and search this, you're dead.
So essentially what happens to the victims is that their nervous systems are shut down. So it's an instantaneous death, and there's no, like basically their entire bodies are shut down simultaneously. The lights are just turned off. And so it's not really gruesome or anything like that, but they're just done for. And the all song has been used as a tool for murder before. In fact, there's a long history of closely guarded faction information being booby-trapped within the all song. So if you are able to access it, generally it's not something so direct, though. It'll either ping back your location to an assassin or dispatch certain countermeasures your way, or just alert the faction in question that the information has been tapped. But generally, in all of those cases, we're able to trace back either the killer's whereabouts or the route that they used into the all song in order to kind of reverse engineer the kill and bring the perpetrator to justice. And we're not seeing any evidence of that. There's no trace of any of any connection back to an external source that we could use to track them down. Whether or not this is because it's a unique situation or just because the Myriad operatives that we connect are dying so quickly, we're not able to discern.
Have any of the individuals who have been killed by this nervous system shutdown, have any of them not been physically modified or biomechanically modified before?
Good question.
He taps his eyepiece for a second and sort of like raises a I'll hold up a second finger at you. Says, sorry, just cross-referencing with the what little records we were able to be provided. It doesn't appear to be any sort of pattern there. There were some operatives that were modified and some that were not.
Okay. Sorry, part of this is finding the cause. As you said, prior cases have led to individuals or situations that make sense, whereas this, it's sort of, your nervous system shuts down, which is sort of,
Has there been any variations in the cases, like someone who survived or someone who survived for like even 5 to 10 seconds afterwards, or is it just instantaneous? You start looking through the yellow song, dead.
So after the first time it happened, the other attempts to connect to the Yell song were monitored. You generally have maybe a 5 to 10 second window. So it's not literally instantaneous. But once the requisite information is being accessed in relation to the investigation, that's when the shutdown occurs.
Gotcha.
All right, so I guess, do we have any remaining items from any of the either first initial victims or any of the operatives afterwards that I might be able to get a hold of?
Items?
Notes, talismans.
Oh,
something.
you mean just their personal effects that they were, had on them when they died?
Yep.
You would actually want to inquire at the Unified Choir headquarters about that, or with their representatives. They very quickly took charge of the internal investigation, and again, normally this would fall under the procurement of these items, and the bodies themselves would fall under the purview of the Myriad. But the council is currently debating whether or not to allow the Unified Choir to continue the investigation on their own.
Well, if I can get my hands on something, it might help me learn more about what's going on. But I mean, I can try to do it without an item. I just think it's helpful to have something.
To the physical sites.
Yeah, we might have to.
So he also says it might be easier to, so, like, Brett relayed the information to you that we had given him about where we currently are and, you know, our view of the investigation. One of the hotly debated topics within the council right now is whether or not the two issues are tied together. They have very similar timestamps, which is why we believe that they're related. If you could find some sort of proof at least tying one to the other, and perhaps get the council to take a more stringent approach to opening up the investigation to the Myriad, and therefore, you know, maybe allowing us some more inroads into it, that might be helpful as well. Right now, they're trying to say, you know, they're trying to offer some sort of cover-up, or we think it's a cover-up personally within the Cabal, you know, with regards to, it was just a research accident, but we think it's incredibly convenient that this happened at the same time that translation appears to have shut down outside of the use of translation in opposite gates. Sorry.
It is fishy. We are, you know, at this point, we don't have too many leads. We don't know exactly where anything's happening, but I think we should hit up a physical location and, you know, see what we can find, if anything.
Sounds good.
So Shelimdar motions to Brett and says, make sure that you arrange them transportation to the Unified Choir's headquarters so that they're able to try and procure information about where the actual sites of the incidents occurred. And then he rises and says, you're welcome to use this meeting room as sort of your base of operations on site while you're here. I will be heading back to my office, but if you need me for any additional information at any point, feel free to reach out. Brett knows how to contact me, or just let me know.
All right.
Okie dokie.
So he sort of takes his leave of the room, and your smartphones here have all sort of been replaced with this kind of like just sort of like intercom sort of communication device, and he makes note as he's leaving that he's programmed his, like, you'll be able to contact him remotely as well as Brett while you're here.
Cool.
What has my fantastic Bluetooth speaker turned into?
Your Bluetooth speaker is essentially like, it's, man, what would that be? It doesn't seem to be anything on your person.
Okay.
So you're not sure.
All right. What's the Bluetooth speaker? What am I going to do with that? Also, is the shotgun still a shotgun?
No, the shotgun is like, it's sort of integrated into the underside of your arm here.
Ooh.
Cool.
Like, yeah. You can kind of like, it's sort of the same thing. Like, it's not always like readily available on the surface, but it sort of like emerges from within your skin when you're like, where'd my shotgun go? Like almost like what happened with Aldous' whips.
All right. Should have brought the pizza, guys. This is on me. I'm sorry.
Is my gun still a salamander? Like, is that still a thing?
Now it's a bioengineered like glowing salamander.
Right. I mean, basically, it's a small creature that no longer resembles a salamander. It's kind of crawling around on your person.
So can I just, like, is it never going to turn back into a gun? Should I just get rid of it?
No, you keep it.
I mean, unless you want the salamander.
Yeah, he's your friend now.
Bye-bye.
What?
We'll let it go somewhere in the
-1 salad. They
city.
say if you love something.
I can't wait for it to come back.
It gets like 3 feet away, and then instantly, like an animal comes down and swoops it up and grabs it and kills it.
Bye.
Wow. Wow. I see where your allegiances are.
I think probably this would be a good place to call it for this session. Because I know it was sort of truncated, but I wanted to get an impression of where your guys, like, I wanted to open it up so that you would have your option of what to do next, kind of. So I couldn't, like, plan for every scenario. now that I know what you guys want to do next, I can kind of build from there. So I apologize that it wasn't very content thick this time around, but next time
fun.
we should have.
This was fun.
Yeah.
I think at this point, just because I know I'm out the next 2 weekends, like I would say that like Serena just decides that she wants to go to a library here and just like goes off to like do some research.
Oh,
So-
again, let your salamander die. Just go to the library.
to kind of generate sort of a plot scenario that isn't just you saying fuck the team for 2 weeks. we can say like you're a researcher, you're a bookworm, so you can kind of be like you can be the focal point back at home base or whatever. Like you can be the home team, and if you need
You can relay me, like they can relay me information and shit, and like I can do stuff that way.
Yeah, you're dispatch for the next 2 weeks.
What does
I think
Floyd
that
want to do?
works.
How are we gonna do?
Blame being on call, man. That sucks. There's nothing I can really do about it.
So we're gonna go to the physical. Like our plan is to go to a physical location after finding out a couple of them, and it's kind of like we're vault hunting from Fallout.
It's more like we're doing the whole thing of we show up wearing like the IT guy uniforms, and I'm like, "Hi, we need to check your passwords."
We've heard about some power surges in the area.
I can-
Your
I can-
passwords might be too weak. Could you give us them, please?
I can spin our identities.
I think
works.
it's been your identity.
It
not
works
all
so
ours.
well. I don't care. I'll spin all the identities.
Um,
It's gonna work either way.
It'll be his only skill.
I mean, we saw how well it worked last time.
Oh yeah.
So
Um,
for managing to get through the Karam resistance and make your way through your first recursion, I'm going to go ahead and throw everybody an XP as well. So
Nice.
I should make a note of that.
Does that just go up at the top?
Yeah.
So now
it's
I have
next to
2.
effort. Yeah. And Floyd has 2.
2.
And everybody else has 1. All right. So I'm going to, if people want to like
I might still have you muted, Joe.
stick around and talk and stuff, that's cool. But I'm going to take the stream down. So anybody who was watching, thank you very much for doing so. And we,
Hi, guys.
Yay!
we will be
We are
back
not
next Sunday with we'll be back with next Sunday with some more stuff. So
I'll run,
peace out.
Bye.
Bye.